ready for the weekend?
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
Hello, and good morning. I think you should be hearing me now. Hello. Good morning, and welcome to UME Radio. Of course, we start with entertainment now, but this is the weekend show. And it's myself, DJ Kelly, for today. And Jody and JB McFarlane. How are you? Beautiful.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We woke you up early.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good this morning.
That's
It's
wonderful.
kind of raining outside, but
Oh,
you
my
know.
favorite weather. I love when it rains. Like it's like my absolute favorite weather when it's raining. Do you like the rain, or you're one of those that are like, no rain today?
No, I prefer the rain. It's
Okay.
calm. It has a warm spirit, and like you have a bright sunshine out there. I can see the sunshine through the window, but
Yeah.
no, thank you right now.
I totally and completely understand. I just want to say welcome to those of you who are listening on radio, watching on television, or if you're just on YouTube and watching live. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's our pleasure to be here. I'm DJ Kelly. You also know me as Coach Raquel, but for the purpose of this show is DJ Kelly. And the Entertainment Now show is really where we have dialogue around stories that are in the media that affect Black entertainers, and we showcase Black talent, and we kind of have conversations around the topics from a positive perspective. It doesn't mean that we don't criticize or we don't evaluate or analyze, but just doing it from a healthy place. That makes sense. And
Yes.
so today I have with me Jody and JB McFarlane, who is a singer. She's such a multifaceted person. She does multimedia, music, and you're also in healthcare, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So see, multifaceted people.
Yes.
And today I'm actually trying to open the script because I didn't have it open. But today we're going to be talking about 3 main stories that have been in the news. And that is Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, and the slap heard around the world. There's with Chris Rock. And then we're also going to be talking about Monique and Lee Daniels and them reuniting, which I think was really wonderful to see. And then the third one is Russell Wilson. Some persons think he's square. And so the union with him and his wife has been questioned. Like, I don't even get that, but that's what has happened. So are those stories that you've been following up on or have interest in any way?
Well, for me, the Will Smith story, it's that story for me. Everybody has changed it in their own, make it their own, and they have their own language. It's positive and also good. So every person individually take it. I see persons put on a tattoo and smacking. It's just hilarious. People take it as their own. So it's their story, but we take it as our story too. Because when you look at that, you'll be like, oh, I would want to do that.
Right.
You know, somebody, but
seriously through them.
Right. And it's an expression of feelings, you know.
Yes. Yeah. And I totally get it, and I totally get it. Let's start with we're going to go to the first story. And let's start with the first story. So Monique, Lee Daniels, and I'll just share this story comes from EW.com. And let me make sure I've got it here. Yeah. From Entertainment Weekly. So Lee Daniels and Monique It says, it reads, Lee Daniels and Monique to reunite for a new movie after finally squashing Precious beef. And Precious is, of course, the movie they made together. Well, the comedian will star in the director's upcoming Netflix thriller, Demon House. What a title. 12 years after winning an Oscar for 2009's Precious, Monique is finally reuniting with the director who helped made it happen and whom she long accused of blackmailing her in the years that followed. The comedian will once again work with filmmaker Lee Daniels on Demon House, a new movie for Netflix, coming aboard the project after Octavia Spencer dropped out, EW has confirmed. Monique and Daniels also publicly settled their long-running feud on Friday as the director stopped by a New York comedy show where the actress was performing. In a video posted to Twitter, Daniels can be seen embracing Monique and apologizing to her. I am so sorry for hurting you in any way that I did, he said, before telling the audience, she was my best friend, my best friend. Y'all think that Precious was that was God working through both of us, and we're gonna effing do it again. It continued, according to Deadline, which first reported the news of their reunion, Demon House will see Monique play a social worker who assists a family with a series of exorcisms. The thriller, which also stars Andra Day, Glenn Close, and King Richard Oscar nominee, Ellis. I cannot pronounce that name.
Mm-hmm.
Set to begin production in June. The reunion between Daniels and Monique follows a long period of tension between the two. 2015, the comedian told the Hollywood Reporter that she was blackballed after winning her Best Supporting Actress Oscar. I got a phone call from Lee Daniels maybe 6 or 7 months ago, Monique said at the time. And he said to me, Monique, you've been blackballed. And I said, I've been blackballed? Why have I been blackballed? And he said, because you didn't play the game. And I said, well, what game is that? And he gave me no response. Isn't it interesting how they wrote the article to say Monique said she was a blackballed, but then when you listen to the clip that they spoke about her, she didn't say she was blackballed. He did.
Right.
It's so interesting.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The news reporting, and that's what I've said when I say we speak from a positive perspective. We want to say for what it is and be objective, and not try to create news out of their news, you know. But what do you think about that story? There's so many thoughts that I have, but let me ask you first. What are your thoughts, or if you have any questions?
My question to you, for persons that don't really know what blackball, how would you explain that?
Okay, so my understanding of being blackballed is where other people stand in the way of you be accessing opportunity, or they engage in conversations that would deter other persons from contracting you for a job. You see, there's this thing that I always say when it comes to success, that there are rooms you may never enter into, right?
Mm-hmm.
But other people that you know may enter into those rooms. What do they say about you? So it's the remember, reputation now, based on what we say reputation is what other people say about you. So we can live here all our day and say, I know who I am. And of course, I know who I am, as Monique has proven. She stuck to her guns. Mm-hmm. She knew who she was, and she kept working and doing her job. But it doesn't mean it didn't affect her. So even though they could not define her, and what wasn't true would have come to light in the end, it still affects you in the process. So that is pretty much my understanding of being blackballed, when other people prevent, by whatever action, prevent you from accessing opportunities.
So basically, the director said that the person, right, said that she was being blackballed, and she was asked, she didn't see that she was being blackballed.
Right, because that's what she said in the very article. She said she got a call, and he said, and this is in quote, Monique, sorry, Yeah, he said, in quote, open quote, Monique, you've been blackballed. And Monique said, and I said, I've been blackballed. That's in quote again, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a question. And then she
Mm-hmm.
asked again, why have I been blackballed? And he said,
And
because
he
you didn't
did
pay.
this.
But the way they started the story is just when they said, she said she's been blackballed. And I think the reason my mind went there is because I have followed Monique. Monique is actually one of those women that
Mm-hmm.
I look up to, and I don't have many. I might have one or two, and I like Maya Angelou, Oprah to a certain degree, and Iyanla Vanzant. Monique is one of them, and especially for how she handled this situation. I had so many. I don't know if you followed the story, but I had so many thoughts around the way it was handled, even in the media. I feel like there was clearly an agenda, even just the way they spoke about it. I remember the reason this came about. You see, now we're talking about Chris Rock and Will Smith, and we're going to talk about them in another
Mm-hmm.
story. We talk about them and how, and you hear a person say, but Chris Rock was just doing a joke, right? When
Mm-hmm.
Monique spoke about about Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Tyler, it was in a joke. And then
Mm-hmm.
person started holding her accountable, saying that she shouldn't talk this about them and stuff like that. But it was in a joke too, where she was saying that. But sorry, just not to belabor the point based on time, but the fact that they have reunited, I celebrate with them. I think it's very good. Any forgiveness, coming back together, reunion, I think those things are always good things. I think my hope would just be I hope they would have done the work, the deeper work that's necessary for forgiveness. You know what I mean?
Yes. And
It's suspicious.
oh
And I'm
Lord.
before privately before speaking publicly too, because I think this was a show, right? This was a display.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
It was very surprising. But let me say, when I look at Monique, I know for a black woman, and also for a woman that's trying to make it in the entertainment industry, in the in that type of sector, for her, I can just imagine how many things running through her mind when she had black ball.
Yeah.
There's so many things running through her mind. And I also watched an interview with her when she was talking about, but it really didn't caught my mind that much to see how, because I know something major was happening,
Yes.
but I'm happy that things has resolved.
Yes.
I'm happy that things has resolved, and I know other persons like her will stand out just the same,
Mm.
and speak up for all right as women,
Yeah.
for
And
women.
that's where I respect her. The fact
Right,
that
right.
she came out and she is not the, how do I say this respectfully? She's not the commercial beauty, so to speak.
Right,
So I can
right.
just imagine what she was up against, because I'm quite confident she couldn't say everything. And because things have happened to me, which is what led me to doing my certificate in women's entrepreneurship, not just entrepreneurship, but women's entrepreneurship, because it happens in front of our very eyes, and sometimes we don't even see it, right? And because things have happened to me, I understand. And so when persons saw money coming out as she's talking, and she's putting out these audio clips, and she's putting out these things, this was this woman screaming, can't you all see that this is not true? And instead of
Hmm.
people listening to what she was saying, they were just busy criticizing her. Oh my gosh, you're recording
Hmm.
people's conversation. What you have to, I had to ask myself, and again, I've been through some things. What would lead someone to feel the need to publish content of a conversation in self-defense? There has to be something deeper happening. When she talked about Tyler
Hmm.
Perry, nobody bothered to listen to they weren't really bothering to listen to the tape back then to hear, when all they were saying is, why would you record him and publish it? But she recorded him and published him to show that he was not speaking the truth. And so that was what she did. And even though the truth was right there, because I listened to it, I heard him say he was wrong. I heard him say that he was wrong. And then Tyler Perry, according to Monique, he has never worked with her. But he went on to tell people that she was difficult. That is so dishonest, and it's dishonest. It's not just dishonest, but this is this woman's livelihood. That she had a decade-long career hijack.
Her reputation.
Of course, her reputation. She has to feed her family. You know what I mean? And I think things like these happen even in front of our very eyes, and we stand back and we watch people get killed, and then afterwards we go to the funeral and cry. You know what I mean? But it's such a big topic. And I've been covering. I'm telling you, I've followed it and I've learned even for myself. We've got to get to a place where we recognize crying out, because crying out is not just screaming. And it's the same thing. I don't know if you've ever been talking to someone and you feel like you're going around in a circle, and you feel like you start screaming and whatever, and all they're saying now is, "Oh my God, why are you behaving like that?" Gaslighting you, like, you know why I'm behaving like that. You're hurting me. I'm hurting. A scream is no different from tears coming down your eyes. Putting the person's. It happened just a couple of months ago. I felt like I was at the same place, and in my mind, I'm like, let me put stuff out there for clarity, and then people were just not even getting it. So I'm sure it has happened to all of us in some spaces, one place or another, where we're in this place.
It has, and for women, I don't want to switch it, but I watched this movie. I don't remember the name of it's a series. What I remember about it, it's, I think Brandy's in it, and they did this song that's called "Nasty Girl." But one of the episodes, they had this a female, and they grew up together, and this girl is so talented, and Brandy was like, "Why are you packing bags in a supermarket and you have so much talent?" And the moral of it is that Brandy found out that somebody major producer, raped her, and because she couldn't speak up for her right, what they did, they pushed her aside. She couldn't do no song, they couldn't do nothing. So all she could resort to is packing. And Brandy was like, "No, this is not right in this industry. This is not right. We got to stand up." And even when she tried to get back up, this man came to her major event that she was doing a show just for her to be timid. And she was so frightened and timid. And saying all of that to say that this industry with females, men, sometimes feel like I can intimidate because I am a man. You are a woman. I am higher than you. I am better than you. And it is so, there's so many females that are falling because of this and don't know how to get up because of fear. And I admire
and fear to even defend themselves. Fear to even speak up because you're going to become the angry Black woman. Fear. I don't know if you've ever had a man say to you, "Why are you behaving that way?" I've had that done to me even when I'm at my calmest, and it's gaslighting. They're projecting on you to make you seem like, "Oh my gosh, you're being so awful." Like, listen, like, anyway, this is going to lead me to the next story. As you said it, for women. Perfect segue, right? Perfect segue. Will Smith. And this story is from marca.com. I don't know if you guys have been following the story. Will Smith admitted to a luxury rehab clinic after slapping Chris Rock. And that's referring to the slap heard around the world as it has been reported. And also, he's been, after more recently, I think it was yesterday, I read it anyway, I heard the report that he's been banned from the Oscar for 10 years. Now, pay attention to the response Monique got and the response Will has gotten. It's so different, right? And if you pay attention to the way they look at Chris Rock's, what happened to Chris Rock, as opposed to how they look at what happened to Monique, right? Look how hard they come down on the Black woman. And look how far more understanding they are of these two Black men. Even when they hold them and say, even though some persons are saying he shouldn't have done it, you hear what they went straight to after Will Smith expressed his aggression, violence against another person. Person started saying, oh, he's broken. Oh, he's sick. Okay, first of all, we have to get to a place where we can acknowledge what truth is before even talking about an analysis of feelings. Just state the facts first and let that settle. Right? Because a lot of times we're so stressed out about the intent of something that we don't really give it the thought that it needs, or the assessment that it needs, and the consideration that it needs for all persons involved. What he did was wrong and violent. It was violent. It was illegal. And yet persons were able to have compassion. Persons were able to empathize. Persons were able to support him still. Yet in Monique's case, that woman was screaming at the bottom of her lungs. And it's like people couldn't hear. What do you think is it that makes us women such a difficult cause to get behind for men? Well, for people generally, because I don't think our greatest enemy is men. I think our greatest enemy is women, women against women. But what do you think is it that makes it so difficult for people to get behind us and support us?
I believe, me personally, I believe that it has been a fight from, I've been growing up for women to be in the spotlight, for women to be a president, for women to be the head, the manager, to be the head of something. And I think it's just a strategy of the enemy to tear down this power that women have. Because without women, you just imagine without women being,
there would be no replication. There would be no, the world would die. It would cease to exist.
Yes.
maybe
exactly.
Maybe it's power envy. I don't know. Maybe it's womb envy. I don't know what it is, but it just seems so difficult for persons to get behind women and support us and hear our voices. Instead, we just get this constant criticism. I mean, even in the case of Will, they've been dragging his wife, But I mean, I'm not saying she was right or wrong, but my gosh, they're more mad at Jada than what Will did.
Yes, exactly. So there's like Will did something and Jada is paying the penalty for what he did. So they're not targeting Will, but they're targeting Jada. And
even though he was,
she didn't. She looked uncomfortable in the remark.
But I didn't see where she gave him the look like you better do something. I saw where she was like, you just said that. That's what I saw. And Will was smiling. So who changed his mind? Like, I didn't see where she spoke with him, or I mean, I wasn't there, but from the clips that I've seen so far, I haven't seen that look that says do something. What I saw was an irritation, like distasteful. We had to go there. That's what I saw. And then that leads me now to the final story. People are, God bless people. People are now saying that Sarah, according to the reports, are with Ciara is with Russell because of his money. Because when you look at who she dated before, he's so different. Who cares? The woman is laughing all the time. Every time I see her in a picture, she's smiling. Isn't that what's important? What are your thoughts?
I was watching, I like TikTok. Okay, when I'm in a good mood, when I'm in a bad mood, I do TikTok. So I was watching TikTok and I came across Russell, and they asked him this question: how did you get Sarah to go out with you?
With you, yes.
And I was like, okay. I was like, this sounds very interesting. And he said they were sitting there talking for about 2 hours. They were just talking, and he took out his wallet.
Right.
And when he took out his wallet, put it on the table. The wallet was ruggedy and rough and teared up and everything. And she was like, "What's that?" What's that? What you do with that? And he turned to her. He said, point to the one finger. He said, "One." He said, "This." this is what you call consistency.
All right.
This is what you call consistency, and what you're gonna get from me is consistent.
Ooh.
So I was like,
I love it. So that's what people are getting at her for.
yes.
I don't
So what
listen.
you gonna get is consistent.
And isn't that what a woman wants? I mean, that's what I want.
Yes.
Some commitment, consistency, for you to be able to take care of me and demonstrate that you can take care of me. Security. Why shouldn't a woman want that? What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. But I guess in the end, what I see, even at looking at just those three stories, is the way women are treated is just so, there's such inequity. I won't even say inequality, inequity. You know, the support that's needed is just not matching the need. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it is my, and that's why, believe me, more and more when I think about who God may be, like, I'm going to make this into that conversation, but sometimes I wonder, you know, he might just, maybe God is a woman. Maybe God is a woman. The way they hate on us, you know, it makes me wonder and question even, you know, certain stories that have been related, because when I look at how things are happening, it really makes me question, because I don't think things have changed that terribly. Because when I look on the history of it, we're in a better place, quote unquote, in a better place. Can you believe that it was actually worse for women? And on that note, we have like 2 minutes to wrap up. So I'm going to give you a minute if you have anything to share, if you have anything going on you want persons to pay attention to. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this conversation. It was a blast.
You are welcome. And one of the things that I want to point out, even with Sarah and Russell, is that find out the truth. Don't go with what everybody's saying. Like,
just because.
Find out the truth. It must be a reason. And one of the, you see Beyonce, she's a person that I admire and I love, because when you look at Jay-Z and you look at Beyonce, for me, you'd be like, without the fame and everything, it's not somebody that, you think Beyonce would really choose. But when you love, when you love, you don't look at the nose, you don't look at the mouth, you don't look at the feature. And one of the things with us, I don't want to turn this into a relationship thing.
That's okay, maybe it is.
we look at somebody else's story and want it to be our story. Yes, that man like you, but it don't have this and it don't have that. But don't look at somebody else's story and want it to be yours.
Exactly.
Build your own story.
I
don't care about not all of what.
Listen, I've never seen. Do you remember what the woman went through? What her child's father put her through? Why wouldn't she choose different? If I had dated Future, if all the stories are true or even half true, right? If I were her, I would have chosen the complete opposite of him. If I were her, and that's what she did. So I think what they're saying, which is so important, is, and it's correct, it's okay to live vicariously through someone else to an extent, right? It's okay to enjoy other people's story, but there need to be boundaries. You have to have a limit to which you go, so it doesn't become your story. You must always remain aware that this is somebody else's life, somebody else's story. And don't confuse it with your own. I just want to thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on it. I just want to read some comments from Jessie. So she said, I made fun of my ex's iPod. That's how we started. You know, the first guy I dated, we were in a taxi together, and I said, it was December, and I said, oh, we're in the best month. And he said, and it's the best month because it's your birthday. And I said, no, it's the best month because I said so. We ended up in this argument, and when he came out of the car, I said, he had such a big head. And I don't know how he got my number. I don't know how he did his own research, I guess, and contact me to let me know. His head isn't big, but he was wearing an afro.
Oh
And even if
my
it's big, that
God.
is because he's intelligent. So you're right, Jesse. You just gotta have fun. And she said the way he spun it. She has the support of her man. We are people upset about, yeah, why are people upset about that? And finally, it's not corny. Some people are so used to their toxic relationships that they continue, so that they can't understand peace. Awesome segment, Apostle Faith says. And on that note, we now are going to be going to Sister Georgie from Mississippi by way of Jamaica, reading Bible stories to children. Jody, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. Have a great day. And I know we're going to be hearing from you again as well.
Empowering.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
Good morning, children. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness, I missed you all. I am so glad to be here on today to read Bible stories to children, the beautiful children around the world. Oh my goodness, this is Sister Georgie from Mississippi by way of Jamaica, West Indies. So glad to see you on today. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to be here. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Okay, we are going to get into our story, but before we get there, let us pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Lord. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. God bless you. I love to sing the song. Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. Yes, children, Jesus loves you so much. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I'm glad to be here once again to read Bible stories to you. And I just want to welcome everyone here and around the world. Just come to hear Sister Georgie read the Bible stories. So I'm going to read again from 120 Bible stories, and we're going to read about Abe, and the author is Don Weinstock, and we're going to read today Abraham and Isaac. Okay, let's just do a little recap. Okay, remember we've been talking about the creation, and God took 6 days to make the world and Adam and Eve, and on the seventh day he rested. Then God tell Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. Them disobey the serpent, cause the serpent sparked her curiosity, so them eat the fruit. They should never eat the fruit. But you see, they disobeyed. They listened to that little voice telling them to eat the fruit. It is good. And they ate it. And all of a sudden, the eyes were wide open. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. God found out. And when God found out, he wasn't very happy with them. He said, no, 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 no. I know what you did. And guess what? You ate from something what I told you not to eat from. You know what? Goodbye. Go. Leave. Because you disobeyed me. Okay? You can't disobey God now. Because you disobey God, things going to happen. You're going to get punished. And you're going to lose if you disobey God. Okay? So then Adam and Eve, they left the garden. Then, of course, God, allowed them to have some children. So they had 2 boys, one named Cain, and Cain was a worker of the ground, and Abel, he took care of sheep. God loved Abel's sacrifice more than he loved Cain, because Abel gave his heart, gave his soul, gave his mind, gave his spirit when he was giving all his sacrifices to the Lord. But no, Cain, he was too angry. He just gave what he felt he wanted to give. So God not going to accept that. So Cain got so upset, he got so jealous that, he took a rage. He was so angry that he took it out on his brother and he killed his brother. What a wicked young man. And that wasn't nice. You got to learn to control your anger. You can't let anger take you over, because anger make you get into a lot of trouble. Anger make you lose a lot of things. Anger can make you go behind bars. So you got to find ways to control your anger, because if you don't, you're going to lose money, you're going to lose fame, you're going to lose all kind of things that you had. You're going to lose it. So you have to control your anger. And if you have problem controlling your anger, ask God to help you. Yes. So if Cain had asked God to help him to control his anger and control his rage and control his jealousy, he wouldn't even be committing murder. But it happened. And God punished Cain for doing that. But then, you see how God has such a good heart, And Cain begged him pardon. And he said, okay, since you repent, I'm going to protect you. See how God is? And after all of that happened, Eve lost her second child, then she got another son named Seth. And after Seth, he had a son named Enosh. And after that, after Enosh was born, everybody started calling on the name of the Lord. And after a while, everybody calling on God. And next minute, they start wander away from God. Again, they start to wander away. And God got so angry. And he said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry I made man, because they're not listening. Their ears hard. They're not listening. And then God, out of all of those people that was not listening to God, one man named Noah, he was listening to God. And God told him to build this huge boat with a whole lot, with a huge boat. It took him almost 100 years to build. And he built the boat, and God told him to bring everybody, bring his whole family, bring every animal, every species of his kind. Okay? Bring them on the boat. And they were on the boat for 40 days and 40 nights. Till the bird found dry land, and they came out of the boat. This huge boat, the ark. And I don't understand how they were all in that ark, for 40 days and 40 nights. Wow. Imagine all the animals. Oh my goodness. All the things was going on in there. Wow. Because animals, everybody funk. Oh, Jesus. But I guess they had some kind of special, there was some spiritual air conditioning there. Got to be, But God is so good. God do the impossible, man. So when everybody left the ark, then God made a promise with the symbol of a rainbow, that he will not destroy the earth with water again. And after a flood, more people was there. Everybody talked the same language. And then they decided to build a tower up to heaven. They want to show off them skill, So guess what? God confused their language. And he called it a Tower of Babel. Because everybody started talking gibberish. They couldn't understand each other. Some talking Spanish, some talking Creole, some talking Chinese, some talking Patois. Yes, talking all kind of strange language. They couldn't understand. So he had to stop. So they scattered them all over the place. Then God called Abraham to leave his family and go where he tell him. Now Abraham don't have no compass or GPS. So he don't know where he was supposed to go. But he trusts God to lead him. And he carried, but you know, Abraham took his nephew Lot with him. He was supposed to, but he did. Because I guess it feels sorry for him because the brother wasn't there. But Lot was a grown man, but he took him with him anyway. You know, and that changed a lot later on as you learn in the story. But Abraham thought he needed to do that. So anyway, they set out, and the two of them get too big for each other. So they both sides start to fuss. So Abraham tell them to separate. Whichever side you take, I will take the opposite. Lot looked and see how beautiful the plains were to the right. He picked the best for himself. He was such a selfish man. You know, he looked at the things, but he didn't realize what he was getting into when he picked the best. Because remember, everything that glitters is not gold. It may look shiny, but that don't mean that it's real. Okay, so Abraham took the rocky side of Canaan, the mountain side. And then after a while, Abraham was there, and there was a war breaking out with the kings there of Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot got caught in the middle. So Abraham had to go rescue his nephew Lot from that. Okay, so everything was so misguided. But Abraham returned. He met the priest of the Most High, Melchizedek. He pronounced a blessing upon him. Abraham gave him 1/10 of his possessions. Then the king of Sodom wanted to give Abraham a gift, but he refused. He couldn't take it because everything about Sodom and Gomorrah was not a good thing. What was going on there? God didn't like it. Okay, so we have God made a covenant, an agreement with Abraham. He changed his name to Abraham and his wife name to Sarah, from Sarai to Sarah. They were blessed with abundance. Many nations, he said, will come from their seed. Oh yes, oh yes. In the next chapter, Abraham had some visitors who gave them a promise that they would have a son by the next year. But Sarah overheard the conversation, and she kind of laughed. She kind of chuckled, saying, "Oh no, I'm old to have a baby." Well, it happened. Guess what? You have to believe God, enough. You have to believe God. Doesn't matter how old you are. God don't worry about age. You got to believe God. And it so happened that the following year, God visited her, and yes, she had a baby. His name was Isaac, and she was 99 years old, and husband was 100 years old. There was nothing too hard for God. Now let's go into the next chapter of the story. Okay, Abraham and Isaac. So remember, they had the baby named Isaac. Okay, and you could read this story along with your parents, Genesis 22 from the Bible. Okay, now let's read some of the words. The vocabulary words is worship. It means giving honor to the Lord. Fear means reverencing the Lord. Okay, now let's read the story. God tested Abraham and said to him, "Take your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I shall tell you." So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men and his son Isaac. He cut the wood for the burnt offering and went to the place of which God had told him. On the 3rd day, Abraham saw the place from afar. He looked and he saw it. Then Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey, and I and the boy will go over there and worship and come again to you." Abraham took the wood and laid it on Isaac his son. He took the fire and the knife. So they went together. Oh my goodness. What is going to happen now? Oh my gosh. Are you guessing? You understand what I'm trying to say? I don't want to go ahead of the story. No. What do you think going to happen? Okay. Remember now, God said, tell Abraham to bring his son with him for a sacrifice. So Abraham bring the son and he bring the knife. So wonder what's going to happen. Okay. Abraham said, God will provide himself. So Isaac said to his father, Abraham, behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Abraham said, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they went together. When they came to the place, Abraham built the altar and laid the wood in order. He bound Isaac, his son. Oh my goodness, what is he going to do? Oh my Lord. Is he going to sacrifice his son? Lord Jesus. And laid him on top of the wood. Then Abraham took the knife to kill his son. Oh my goodness. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham, do not lay on the hand of the boy and do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your only son from me. Wow. Abraham looked, and behold, was a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. Abraham offered the ram as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of that place, the Lord will provide. Oh my goodness. Isn't God good? Oh my Lord. Oh my God. God tested Abraham to see how far he'd go. And Abraham loved God. Abraham believed God so much that that he said, don't worry about it. God will provide. So remember, whatever you're going through in your life, remember God will provide. Don't worry about it. God's got you. The angel of the Lord cried out a second time from heaven and said, because you have not withheld your only son, I will surely bless you. I will surely multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven and as the sand that is on the seashore. In your offspring shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned to his young men. They arose and went home together. Wow, there goes Abraham with his son. Wow, isn't that something? Oh my goodness. Wow, he was willing to sacrifice his son, and just to show how much he believed God, how much he trusted God. So we're going to ask some questions. And it says in the Bible story, Abraham is asked to sacrifice, make an offering or give up his son Isaac. What makes it hard to give up something you love? What makes it hard? For me, what makes it hard for me to give something I love is because it has value to me. My children have value to me. I have family earrings that have value to me. It's anything that have sentimental value. It's hard to give it up. Okay? Something that you think is dear to your heart. It's hard to give up. I know it was hard for Abraham to give up his son, but he did because he trusted God to provide something for the sacrifice. So that's one thing about being valuable, something that's hard. What is it hard for you to give up in your life? Number 2, Abraham did what God told him to do, even though he must have been sad. How does it show what it means to fear, love, and trust God? Trusting God above all things. Oh Lord. To love, trust, and fear God above all things is priceless. Obedience is what moves God to work on our behalf. God, when you place your confidence in God, have faith to believe that whatever he says, it will come through for you. So we need not worry. God will provide. Amen. What is the story of the father sacrificing the son do you know from the Bible? Another story of a father sacrificing his son is God sacrificing Jesus Christ to die for a sinful world. Praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He died for you and me, children. What blessings can come to you because of Jesus and his death and resurrection? The blessing that come because of Jesus is that we have hope of eternal life. Yes, if you accept Jesus in your heart, you say yes to him, you live for him, you be a good boy and a good girl and do what's right. Yes, and you being kind to others, read your Bible, pray, worship, fast, and help the poor, help your fellow classmate who needs help. Yes, you will gain eternal life with Jesus one day. You are not too young to say yes to the Lord. So this is what the story about Abram and Isaac, a father and his son, and this teaches you about trusting in God, about believing in God, and know that with God, all things are possible. So this is the end of the story, children. It is so nice to have you today. And guess what? We're going to play a little game. It's called the Excel project game. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a game to have a fun time. Okay? And we're going to be playing this game now. So after we play the game, we're going to after this, we're going to hear from the Light Within with Jesse. So right now, let's go into playing the game. All right? We're going to play the game with Auntie, Jody, and Sister Georgie, going to play the game with you today. All right? So let's go, children. You'll be able to win some prizes too. Okay? We're going to have some fun with this game. Okay, good morning, Sister Jody.
Good morning.
Auntie Jody, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am good.
That's great. Welcome to the Kids Show. And we're going to be playing this game today. Oh my goodness. You having fun? You enjoying yourself already?
Yes, it's just I think my connection is to sound a little bit weird, but I'm good.
Okay, that's wonderful. So children, can you hear us? Oh my goodness. And here does see DJ Kelly in. Oh, welcome.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Just before we begin the game, I just wanted to share something.
Yes, DJ Kelly. Oh my goodness, so glad to see you.
You're so funny when you talk.
Praise God.
Thank you for having me. So I just want to share because what we're doing this month. So let me tell you what's happening in the background. Jesse is actually trying to help us to set up the game because for some reason my monitors have completely refused to connect today. So two of them.
The devil is a liar in the name of Jesus.
But thank God for Jessie. She's everything to me. Oh my goodness. So she's going to be displaying it. But before we start, I just want persons to understand that the competition has not yet started. What we're currently doing right now is informing them about the game so they can learn what it is about, what it entails, so that they can start registering for May. So I'm just going to share some information about it with you. And for the rest of the month, you won't need me. You'll just go ahead and share it with them.
That's all right.
So it's called the Excel Kids Game, and it's with Sister Georgie, of course, and Auntie Jody. And you'd have known Auntie Jody before because she was on the children's show before. And Sister Georgie, of course, is on the Bible Story game. So what is this game? The Excel Kids Game is a live television game designed to inspire, motivate, and educate children. The game is a part of the Bible Stories for Children series where Sister Georgia teaches children about Bible stories based on celebrated historical events, and books about people who have changed the world, as you would already know. Yeah. Now, this part is important for you to listen to the rules of the game. So only registered players can win. So anyone can play the game. Anyone can play, but only registered players qualify to win. So if you're sitting at home, as you can see on the screen right now, I want you to take note of the link that's there, and also take note of the code that's there. And so right now, I'd invite Sister Georgie and Auntie Jody to go ahead and connect with the game and tell me how it works using the information on the screen. Joinmyquiz.com.
Yes, I got it.
And then you're going to click enter code.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to continue sharing the information. So anyone can play the game, but only registered players qualify to win rewards. There are no guarantees that your child will win the game. However, every registered player has a chance to win every month. Only winners will receive a reward. Winners are selected once monthly, so each player must participate in the live game weekly in order to become eligible to win. Each winning cycle consists of 3 games, which begin the first week of every month. The second week is the semifinal, and the third week is the final game. The winner is required to be a guest on the show for the announcement and for the awarding of the winning prize. So, Auntie Jody, Sister Georgie, do you have any questions for me on the rules of the game based on what I just shared?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay. Right. So thank you. So in essence, it is anyone again can log on, play the game, enjoy it, have fun. And then if you want to be a part of the win awards, and some of the awards are going to be like Amazon gift cards, exciting games and prizes. Yes. So if you want to win, you'd have to register. Now, for you to register, you can go to theexcelproject.com/register. And then you choose the Excel kids game. And the registration fee is only $15, $15 US, and you pay that for each month that you want to play the game to win. Right? So it's once every month that you pay that amount. Okay, how it works. Week 1, every player must be registered to participate. This is the first game of the month, and only players with points will qualify for the second game, which is the semifinal. So if you play the game the first week and you didn't win any, you got all wrong, you don't qualify for the next round. So you have to make sure you get at least 1 point to take you to the semifinal, right? So that's week 2. So week 2, this is the second game of the month and the semifinal. Only players with points will move to the finals. Week 1 and week 2 points will be added together, and each player will go to the final round with their accumulated score. Then we have week 3. This is the finals. The person with the highest score after their scores for week 1, week 2, and week 3 are added together. That's the person who then wins the game. So the winner will be featured on the show, will come on to join Auntie Jody and Sister Georgie to receive their awards. And the awards, of course, the award itself will be a surprise. You won't know until the actual day.
That's right.
We may choose at any time to give out other prizes and surprises to second and third place winners. So don't give up. You just may win something. Every player has an equal opportunity to play and win as many times as they choose. The official games begin in May, Child's Month, but we will be playing the game throughout this month, as in Sister Georgie and Auntie Jody will be playing the game throughout this month and repeating this information that I'm sharing with you throughout this month, so that you can learn how to play it and begin to practice, so that on May 7th you can actually start participating, so you can start winning. And let me say, Amazon cards is real digital cash, right?
Yes.
Right. So today's game has 10 questions. All the questions are based on the story of Abraham and Isaac, which is what Sister Georgie that's a story she just shared. You have 15 minutes to answer all the questions. And remember, the most important part of the game is to have fun. So let the games begin.
Right, here we go.
Let me set up mine too, because oh my gosh, I did not get the code.
Here we go.
Could you please give me the code?
Ready to play? Ready to play?
Yes, go. But I didn't. Could someone please give me the code?
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord of mercy.
Instructor, can I get the code?
8 something. 887.
329.
329?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
887-329. Thank you.
Yes.
887-329. Look, that is called teamwork.
So children, if you're listening to the story, you gotta listen very carefully. That's how you're gonna win
Yeah.
the game. Okay.
Oh my gosh, time's up on me on the first one.
Okay.
Can we restart?
Yes, I believe we can.
Oh, yeah, restart.
Here we
Jesse,
go.
could you change the time? Why is it saying 30 seconds? Never mind. Let me go.
Okay.
What was Abraham's wife?
I'm quick.
You did?
Yes.
Submitted. Okay. Oh my gosh, I was wrong. Oh my goodness, this is the wrong. Oh no.
Okay.
I got it wrong.
Yes. I'm a champion.
She says I'm a champion. Yes, you are.
Okay, here we go again.
Okay.
You take your
Take
son.
your son Isaac.
Whom you love, blank word, and offer him. Okay. So, all right.
Sacrifice. Oh, sorry. I'm saying it out loud.
You can't say it out loud.
No, I'm not supposed to. I'm so sorry. I would automatically disqualify.
Yes, you can't call out the answers now. Yes.
Okay, what's it correct? Okay. Next question. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Where did Abraham take Isaac to sacrifice him? Ooh. All right now.
All right. Why am I nervous?
I don't know.
Because I'm here. That's why you're nervous.
Oh
okay.
Yes, because Jody always wins the games.
Yes, I'm a competitor.
And is she winning right now?
Yes.
Who's winning? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I love
What
it.
does the name Isaac mean?
Oh gosh.
I may just get
I
this
am
one wrong.
so
I don't
ashamed of
remember
myself,
this.
I swear. This is horrible.
Oh, mini man more. Yeah, and the more was wrong.
Oh my gosh, my mom was wrong too. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Go on. Oh my gosh. Can we see participant view, please? Oh, that's it? Okay.
The answer
All
was,
right,
the
next
answer was
question.
laughter. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know I chose love.
no.
How old was Abraham when his son Isaac was born?
Oh my
I
goodness.
think-
Well,
I think-
I'm
I
getting
think-
that one correct.
I think it's that one. Yes, that's it. Yes. My mother didn't send me to school for nothing.
Jesseline said, Kels, read your Bible. or at the very least, listen to the story.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
That's the key.
Oh my goodness, this is exciting.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 3, 2, 1, get ready. Okay.
What did God
What did
ask
God
Abraham to
ask
do
Abraham
with
to do?
Isaac?
Oh my, oh, I'm getting that right. I read my Bible.
Listen to the story. God, listen to the story.
Yeah.
Listen to the story, children. God, listen to the story.
Oh my
I'm
God.
in second place.
I am
Why?
in second. It says you're in second
Because I
place.
get one
Oh,
wrong,
purple is
please.
in second. So where am I? Oh. Where? Wow. There
I'm
we
having
go.
fun with this, guys. I'm having fun
It is
with
amazing.
Because you are number one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
this.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Next question. I'm going to win
When
this one.
Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, God sent a blank for him to sacrifice instead.
Oh, I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get that one.
A lamb, a dog, a sheep, a goat.
I'm gonna get that one.
I'm gonna read it out loud so in case
Correct.
you understand.
I got that one.
Right.
I'm at 4,360 points.
That means that I'm losing. Where did I get it? My finger didn't touch the right one.
Blame it on your finger.
My finger.
Finger, do the right thing. Finger, read your Bible.
Right. Read the Bible, finger.
Finger, listen to the story.
Or listen
God
to the
kept his
story.
promise to Abraham, and he became the father of many nations and kings. With which great nation did his son Isaac become the father of?
Lord have mercy.
I don't know this one now.
Isaac.
Egypt, Israel, Sodom, and Gomorrah. Which one?
I don't remember.
Well,
Tell me,
any
please.
man of it is.
Where the
Let's see
people
if
of
Holy
God? Who
Spirit
are the people of God? Who are the people of God?
Okay, all right. Holy Spirit.
I got it. I got it.
My time. I
Can't be
got
Egypt,
it.
the can't be Sodom, the can't
I
be
know the answer. This is
Can't be
not
none of those
right.
other ones.
It's not right. I need another time.
Oh, I'm at 5,030. I might just win this thing. No, I won't. Apostle Faith is going to win this thing.
I'm telling you.
Abraham loved Isaac with all of his heart. One day, God asked Abraham to take Isaac and sacrifice him on top of a mountain. Why did God ask Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac? Was it A,
earlier.
Isaac was a naughty boy? God wanted to give Abraham another son? B, C, God knows Abraham was not a good father? Or C, God wanted to test Abraham's faith and see how much he loved him?
Oh, if I lost that one. I got it. Because I remember you saying it and I was paying attention when you said it because I felt
Very
like it
good.
was applied to my life in this
wonderful.
moment.
Pay
I was like, that's for me.
Pay attention.
Yes, it does. It pays to pay
I'm
attention.
disqualifying her from this game. It's not fair. I'm disqualifying you.
Sister Georgie.
Yes.
But Sister Georgie, read the Bible before she come on here.
Exactly. That's why you're disqualified.
But that's why you must read the Bible before you come on here.
Or listen to the story.
We are in Book of Genesis, so I tell everybody every week, go read your Bible.
Last question. Oh my goodness, I've got to get this one right. I'm in second place. 3, 2, 1. Go.
What does the story of Abraham taking Isaac to be sacrificed have to do with Jesus? Is it A, Isaac was killed just like Jesus? B, Isaac was sinless just like Jesus? Isaac was rescued and so was Jesus? It is a foreshadowing of Jesus' sacrifices on the cross.
I don't know. I'm just choosing one. I don't know right now. Because I'm losing, so I don't.
I'm just going to guess this one.
We're on the last, we're done now. This is the last question.
What are the scores? I am in second. It says second. I'm second. But Jody didn't too bad. You're not doing too bad. Oh my God.
Sister Georgie got 100% children.
Oh my gosh. If Sister Georgie did.
Your vote doesn't count. It doesn't count. I am number one. Okay.
Oh wow, this was amazing.
Next week, I'm gonna give you a hint for next week, okay?
They can follow go to at UME Radio on Instagram to know what the topic is going to be, so you can practice and prepare. And remember, when you register, Jesse, is it possible for you to pull up the website on the registration page so they can see it? When you register, you actually get alerts and updates and details and information so you can prepare for the quiz that's coming.
Amen. This is a fun game, children. Hope you enjoy yourself. And Aunty Jody, we know we're going to be up on top next time. And thank you so much for coming, Sister Kelly.
I'm going to be first.
My pleasure.
Okay. Oh my goodness, a wonderful thing. Oh my goodness, children. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, Sister Georgie's bias. Sister Georgie's bias.
That's all right, because Sister Georgie read our Bible, you know.
So I'm going to leave you both to have your conversation about it now. because I've done my part. So you still have some time left in the show. You have 16 minutes or so. So you can tell us more about the game, what to expect, and things like that.
All right, children. So remember, you have to read your Bible, and every week you got to pay attention. When Sister Georgie reading the Bible stories, you got to pay attention, because it is all part of learning and listening. It's everything all connected. So to see how much you learn about the Bible, and how much you know about Jesus, know how much about God and what He's done for us. So we remember, we're in the book of Genesis. So you just got to relate to that. Okay, so we're going to do this next week. Look out again. I want everybody to sign up to be a part of this program, to be with Sister Georgie. Okay, and we also have other things that come with the Excel project. We got a cooking course, y'all. Yes, Sister Georgie also, she's going to be there cooking too, baking some things. Yes, baking and cooking. I love to cook. Oh, yes. And we have
what are you going to cook? What are you going to cook?
Oh my goodness, I love to cook fish. I love to cook escovitch fish. Oh my Lord.
Come on now.
Yes. I love to fry it in the pan. I want to do a little course on how you do it from scratch. And I put a little special thing in it. I put onions, I put all the little seasons in, but on the top, after I put everything, all the thing over the fish after me fry it, I put some craisins in there. Craisins in there.
That last year, the first I did escovitch, and I did
banana bread.
Well. Yes. I did absolutely well.
Wonderful. Yes, man, it tastes good. It tastes good.
So these are recipes.
Yes. And it's a school. It's a school. Yes, it's a school, man. A teaching school. Teach people how to cook. A lot of these young ladies, one of the reasons why I do this, a lot of young women can't cook,
That's
can't
true.
cook.
That's
can't
true.
cook. A lot of them things say, you want to get married, yes, they have a whole scene say the closest thing to the man's heart is his stomach. So they can cook, you have your foot in the door. Yes. Learn how to cook is an art form. And when you learn how to cook it, oh my goodness, you can save a lot of money. You don't have to be able to eat out all the time.
That is true. That is true. Home cooked meal is the best. Okay. Home cooked meal is the best.
Yes. And it's more healthy for you,
Yes.
Aunty Jody. Yes. Very healthy for you when you know how to cook your own meals. And nowadays, them saying they're going to be a shortage of food around. So them saying famine is coming. But guess what?
And just believe that. Believe that. It's true.
Famine is coming, but they learn to make your own garden and go in your backyard or go in some kind of place in your room and have a garden somewhere so you can go and pick some herbs and pick some little things to put some things together. If you got
that could be hard for me because I'm in Philadelphia. So maybe if I do something like plant little, it's probably like in the basement and stuff like that. But like persons that are in like Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yes.
I want to have a little farm, like a little farm. Like Selena Gomez in the movie, she said she want a little farm, she want a little pig, she want everybody in one. I want a little farm with everything.
That's all right.
Everything.
Remember we did the story about the ark and all the animals were there.
Yes.
So you can imagine God put the animals here for us to enjoy. And people feel sorry for kill pig and kill this and kill that. I don't feel sorry for killing no animal enough. If God put it for eat, I'm going to eat it.
Bless it and eat it. If you
much.
Eat vegetable or you're vegetarian,
that's it.
Do your vegetable. What you like.
You have to have a plate. Have a plate to have some meat. That's the starch. Have the vegetable.
Yes.
Okay, and you have the meat. You have the meat.
Okay, ladies, I'm really sorry, but we need to go back to the game. That's why we're here. Could you please go back over the information?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
Let's go back to the game. All right. So the game was fun. Okay, so remember, we have to listen to the Bible story, children. We have to pay attention because it's all the art of listening. Okay, you listen carefully, and then little by little, you pick up on the Bible story. Okay, and you'll be able to win a lot of great prizes. And I know a lot of y'all love to go to Amazon and shop, so great things at Amazon. Okay, so we have different things that you can win. So get your put a little some money aside and save up to be a part of the game. Okay, so we have he said the person is talking about the person with the eye. What ages can the kids join for the quiz? As I guess ages. Georgie could use the electronics, so you get some help from your parents. Yeah, so anybody really basic, ages 3 and up, can play. Look at that. I said ages 3 to 12, and your parents can play too. Hey, we're all in a learning phase here. Everybody learning something about the Bible. It is so important because it's knowing about the Bible is going to get you to the next level, and how we're going to go to the next part, our phase in the Lord, the next phase in our lives. Because without God, we can't function, y'all. We can't function without God. So we're going to have fun with these games. Okay, the winner will be featured on the show where they will receive their award. Oh my goodness. The awards will be a surprise. They said kids only. Well, there's other kids. Why is there only kids only? I think there's a kid in all of us. Don't you think, Auntie Jody? There's a kid in all of us. So why just to be just kids only? Okay, I guess because Sister Georgie always win the game, and all the adults go win the game. But
yes,
still,
and also this the game will be featured live also on TV. Yes. And also the game is designed to motivate and to educate children.
Yes,
as well. True. All right, yes, so the game, it's a Bible story, right?
Yes.
A Bible story. It's all about the Bible. All
yes.
Right.
Very
one of the question that I have on the game, they're only able to play the game once a week, or it's open for them to play it continuously?
I believe the game is only played on the show. So only played on the show.
So I came back so I can answer your question.
Yes, please.
I'm producing the show. What was the question, Jody?
No, I was asking if the game only played on the show, or they can play whenever they like.
No, they'll be playing it. It's a live game, so they'll be playing the game while the show is live.
Yes.
Because it's a competition, and then they get to win and things like that. So yeah.
Yes, after Sister Jody reads, then you want to see how much they comprehend and understand.
Right.
Because the questions come forth. So it is good to have a quiz after the game, after the story being read, so we could understand that children make connection to the story.
Yes, and Jesselyn asked, can they play more than one game? So the way the game is set up, based on it's three games they actually play. Each week there's a separate game, and each game puts you in the running for the next game. So week 1, there's a game that they play, and based on their score, they move to game 2, which is week 2. And after playing that game, then they get to move to week 3, which is the finals, and they play a game again. So that's 3 games, 3 different games, and then the scores are tallied and the winner is identified. Did we answer your question, Jesselyn?
Perfect.
Yes. And can they join on their phone? Absolutely. It's such a pity I did not show what I was doing while I was
because I had it on my phone.
I was using my phone.
Right. So that code that was shared. Right. There we go. To the right. Yes. There we go.
Yes.
Right. So when the game starts, and that first page that you see, where you see the link and the code, where we're saying you should go to the link on your phone.
Yeah.
And you enter the code for the game, and then you're actually playing the game on your phone. Yeah. So as you notice, when we were playing the game, the scores were being reflected on the control board.
Yes.
So you get to play right where you are on your own phone or on your computer, and then you see your scores live. So that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. And it's for kids because we have another show that focuses on the adults, which is Bible Cufflinks and Stilettos, hosted by Giselle St. James. Yes. And that show will have its own quiz game.
Sister Georgie will be coming to that too sometime.
Yes, and to
And Auntie Jody, yes. So we gonna be the 3. You know,
absolutely. And then for that show, it's not just singles that can play. I don't know if it's possible for you to pull up that link, Jesse, familyalltheway.com/sign up. When you go to that link, you can play. If you're single, you're playing teams, right? So if you can play, singles can play as a team, and then you have couples can play as a team, and then you have family that can play as a team. So, okay, so here, there we go. So here it is, right? So you can sign up as a single, or you can sign up as a couple, or you can sign up as a family, and you compete as a part of the team. So unlike the kids game, which is individuals, just kids, with the family one, you get to play in teams. So that's what the game is about. Any other questions? We have 5 minutes to go. Well, actually,
okay.
We don't have 5 minutes. We should have ended already.
Okay. I thought we just having fun.
Yeah, go right ahead. Any other questions that the kids might be thinking that we may want to answer for them?
Okay. Just remind children.
Make it as simple as possible for you guys.
Yes. Just remind children, the excelproject.com/register. Go to the game to register. Yes. Okay. Make sure you register so you can play with Sister Georgie. All right. So absolutely. God bless you. Know I love you and Jesus love you more. See you next week. Tune in next time for our next Bible reading of Sister Georgie. All right. Bless you. Mwah.
Hold on. Don't go yet.
Don't forget to read the Bible now. We're in Genesis 24. I'm going to give you a little hint. Genesis 24. That's what we're going next.
Thank you.
London loves to bake, and she's been hanging out with me after our story time on Saturday mornings. So she likes to come to my house and bake. So we're going to be baking today. What are you going to be baking? Show what you're going to be baking.
I'm going to be baking Oreo cookies.
That's Funfetti Vanilla Premium Cake Mix Oreo cookie with Oreo cookie pieces. All right, so she wants to do a step-by-step of how to make. Okay. All right, let's open it up a little bit. We already set the oven to 350. And we're going to coat the bottom of our pan with no stick cooking spray. So we did that. All right. So we're spraying it. Spraying our pan. Okay. Spraying our pan with no stick cooking spray. We're making a dozen cupcakes. So we're just doing the flour in the container. She wanted us to do step by step. So we're doing a step by step, following the recipe. Okay, so we're gonna look for the half cup of oil. Okay, you wanna hold the cup? Where you see the half at? On the cup.
This one.
Oh, very good. So hold the cup very straight. I should have it on the surface. Okay. All right. So hold it even. Is that half yet? Okay, there we go. Okay, and where's the 1 cup? We see 1 cup at. Oh, very good. Excellent. I'll let you use boiling water or spring water. Okay, all right, thank you.
4 egg whites.
All right, 4 egg whites. So right now, when we prepared it, we just did it that it had the egg yolk in it. So we're going to take out the egg yolk. So then we're going to say, it says here, what did it say? Bowl, mixer, on medium speed for how many minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay, then you got pour batter into pan. Okay? And instead of put it on what speed?
2 speed.
Low speed. Go ahead. mix. Yeah, so we take this apart. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna take it by little scoops. So this is red sugar sprinkle. She's gonna try that. And she's gonna try the rainbow sprinkles or the blue one. So we do a variety of sprinkles. Right, when we put them on the muffin. Yes, when we put it on the muffin. When we put it on the muffin, I'll put it in the pan. Take our time and we're gonna little by little. Scoop by, okay, you remember, very good. Okay, count up as you go. So maybe about a little half full, that's it, stop. Okay, get it up, okay. The other one, very good, you're doing excellent. Excellent, wow. I know you enjoy putting your hand in that, and just finish up doing this first, and then we put it in the oven. Okay, let's try it, put it on there. Don't put it too close, put a little bit. Okay, all right, that's enough. Okay, put some on some others. Okay. Okay, you want to try this? You want to do the rainbow? Okay, we're going to do some. Okay, oh, you like to be very creative, don't you? I see. Okay, put some on that side. I hope it tastes good. This is our first time doing this, so just like a experimental video, right? Okay, so say goodbye again to the people.
Bye.
And enjoy.
I'm Dr. Finn. And
Okay.
this is Pastor Finn Live.
Okay, you're Dr. Finn.
Get something good for doing something good. Fundraise with Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, sell ultra-premium popcorn, and 50% of the profits will go towards the ministry's outreach programs. This is one way that you can support Apostle Dr. Faith Walters in her efforts to continue the monthly giveaway of over 30 packages to community members.
Yes, hello everyone. How's everybody doing? God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Well, today starts out our Popcorn BXL Project Popcorn fundraiser in support of our monthly community outreach drive for Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. I did my first order and I'm so excited. I can't wait to get it. Wow.
Apostle Faith has been putting a smile on people's faces for over 2 decades through carefully and lovingly designed packages delivered the second week of every month. It's 100% virtual. No paperwork to fill out, no cash to collect, and no product to distribute. You can fundraise from anywhere. Pop-up store fundraising is a 4-day virtual fundraiser where you can help us earn 50% profit selling the most ridiculously delicious gourmet popcorn, and you never have to worry about handling products or collecting money. It's 100% virtual. Want to learn more about pop-up store fundraising? Visit theexcelproject.com/popcorn. You can also get it for yourself. It's as easy as tap, tap, tap. Add the double good popcorn flavors you'd like to try into your cart, check out just as you would on any website. Payments are secure.
I love Be the Light Publishing, be a part of your fundraiser, and being a community advocate, because on Be the Light Publishing, we're all about helping and supporting people who not only have words that light people's heart, but they actually light people's heart on their day-to-day basis. And you do that with your community outreach at WAMO Ministries. So everyone, please go support Apostle Faith, support WAMO Ministries. Get your popcorn. I put my order in and I can't wait for it to come. I got a little set of 3 and next time I'm going to get a set of 6. Oh, I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Apostle Faith. And you guys remember, support her, support her, support her. Go to theexcelproject.com/popcorn.
The funny thing you said that, Jessie, I ordered a 6-pack. I had to jump right into it.
I had to see, because some of the flavors, I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to get into the flavors. I want to see what it is. I never had this experience before.
Yeah.
It's really delicious. Sounds like an adventure and excitement, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Let me just go jump into it and see where this thing goes.
We got this. We got your goal. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
That's right. That's right.
Fundraising can be difficult. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's not always really fun to do. But what we try to do is we make it easy for the organizer.
So as a packer, each double good order is labeled by participant so that when the order arrives to whoever's organizing the fundraiser, it's already grouped together for them.
From my past experience of the fundraisers that my kids do through their schools, I love Double Good because I seen like the back end of it and I see the way that the orders come out sorted, and I think every parent loves them.
The other thing that I think is really special about Double Good fundraising, we give 50% back to the organization.
It's like, it could be anyone really, like not even just kids. Like if anyone wants to fundraise, they can, which I think is really cool too. Like we're not just limited to like a certain age or like a certain group of people. Like anyone is able to do that. So I think with us, it's really just helping people that wouldn't normally be able to do something.
Empowering the community requires investment, support, collaboration, communication, and access. At least, that is how we see it. As a media advocate for the community, Jessie Abel has positioned herself to become a solution. She is a published author of the book Laced in Love. She is currently completing certification to become an orthoptist. She is also a poet, and most importantly, she is passionate about helping others tell their story. We are happy to introduce you to Be the Light Publishing. Through this initiative and her show, The Light Within, Jessie wants to collaborate with you to increase your access to investment opportunities using your story. Communication is a powerful tool but often misused. We hide from our stories, thereby missing out on the opportunity to leverage them to acquire opportunities and wealth. With our support, we believe that we can help you use your stories to create generational opportunities for wealth and ownership. Be the Light Publishing. Our website bethelightpub.com.
See, good morning, everyone. How are you today? You are getting full fresh face, Jessie. I got eyebrows on. That's about it, okay? How are you this morning? Welcome to The Light Within. My name is Jessie, your host. Thanks for joining me as we aim to become the change, the solution, the advocate for empowerment in our community. We want to say a thank you to all of our community leaders, supporters, and those who go above and beyond to make sure that the marginalized, underdogs, and less fortunate are not forgotten and neglected. I'm Jessie, and thank you so much for supporting UMERADIO. So let's begin right into it and talk about some life lessons that I learned this week. Everyone, this week could have been a part like 3 or 4 just of all the life lessons that I learned this week. And I guess one of the major ones is to learn your value and don't let your value go unnoticed. There we go. Don't let your value go unnoticed. Don't take your value and your time and your work and everything that you do as just undervalued, because you are valued. You are here for a reason. Every single thing that you do is for someone. you know, to use your gift, to go out into the fields. And I don't know why in my spirit I feel like talking about Ruth. Ruth, if you're Ruth out there waiting for your Boaz, why am I talking about this right now? But if you're a Ruth waiting for your Boaz, or if you're a Boaz waiting for your Ruth, and you're looking around and you're saying that you don't feel valued, that you are putting in this time, you're like, God, I put in my work. Okay, I'm sitting here waiting patiently. Wait, because your reward is going to come, and it's going to come in double portion and double favor. Okay, whoever that is for you, maybe it's from myself. It is going to come and then some. Okay, so put in the work, continue to work in the fields, and truly, truly, truly empower the gift that you have. Don't let it go to waste, but also know that it is not just for you, but for everyone around you. And we have Sister Georgie that says, I'm patiently waiting for my Boaz. Yes, you and me both. You and me both. And for whatever reason, I keep bringing up Ruth, but okay. So with that being said, we're going to go into our community notice board. For today. We have 3 things on the notice board that I want to share with you. First thing, number 1, UMERADIO is now on TV. Can we get a clap? Can we get an amen? Can we get all the whoo? Yes. UMERADIO is now on TV, partnered with Carib Vision. And I really just wanted to give a shout out. All of our programs will be on there. You could also check us out on UMERADIO and all major digital platforms like YouTube, Spotify, all of that. Just go to UMERADIO and we will be there. The second announcement that I want to make in regards to our notice board is that Ketanji Brown Jackson, okay, everyone, makes history as the first Black woman confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Yes, your Sister Georgie saying, yes, ale, yes, God is good. Yes, awesome, Sister Georgie. We are on TV. And we have a video clip. Let me know in the back, our producers, if we could play that video clip about Miss Ketanji Brown. I have a short video clip that I want to share with you all. Let me know if that's a go. Okay, in between time, I also am going to talk about the third thing on our community notice board. Before we get to that clip, you saw a little bit about it. That is the Excel project that they're doing a fun popcorn drive, popcorn fundraiser drive. There we go, Jesse. You know I'm bumble tongue twister. And I wanted to also share not only that they have the popcorn outreach drive, but they also have great courses to enrich your life. They have online courses for culinary and baking. And lately I've been watching Hell's Kitchen on binging Hell's Kitchen. So now I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be a top chef. I'm gonna be a home top chef and no one will mess with me. And take some classes through the Excel project. They also have, if you have little ones, if you have kids, you know that some classes, school nowadays are a little bit harder. They're not teaching it the way we did, okay? They're doing it a little bit differently. So maybe your kid may need a tutor. Regardless of the subject, you could go to the excelproject.com, you say book a tutor, and a tutor will be helping your child. Okay, do we have that up? Are we able to put that clip up with Miss Brown? Let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, give me one moment, everyone. All right, so while that is going, let me know if that clip's ready. It's not. Okay, no problem. Can we get to our guest? and then we'll share the awesome clip because they all run in with it. So let me tell you our feature for today. Our special guest, we are going to feature, I'm just going to label this as the slap heard around the world. And we have our awesome special guest, Miss Jessica Rae Bryant. Are you hearing me well, Miss Bryant?
I can hear you, Jessie.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Bryant, let me tell our viewers everything about you. So, Miss Jessica Rae Bryant, she is a mom of 4, minister of the gospel, and professional counselor. She is also the host of Soul Chat, an up-and-coming talk show integrating spiritual and clinical counseling conversations that help us thrive in our everyday lives. She was a guest on TCC and is often on INAW. Welcome to the Light Within. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this opportunity to be here with you guys once again. It's an honor.
You are so welcome, and we love having you here. Yes, hashtag Soul Chat at Jessica Rae Live. So, Miss Jessica, so we're going to talk about the slap heard around the world. I'm sure you know. For those who are listening and don't know, this is about Will Smith and Chris Rock, and Will Smith doing an action and walking across stage and slapping Chris Rock in regards to a joke that he made about his wife. And I want to address this topic in a way that is not really talked about, and that's therapy in the Black community. And my first question in regards to it is, how do you see some major barriers in the African American community in regard to therapy? Because people are talking a lot about Will Smith's situation, and stuff is being rehashed about his relationship with his wife and everything. Can you talk about the importance of therapy, especially in our community, and why is it that sometimes we are quote unquote fearful of it?
Okay, yes, absolutely. African Americans have always gone to one specific place, and I think everybody knows what that is, to get help, and that would be the church. It's not been accessible to us. It's always been this thing where you rely on God for everything. And because God is in our blood, God is in our roots. I mean, he's in our DNA, right? And if you go all the way back to slavery times, that's all we had. And so any problem that you had, you leaned upon the Lord, right? He was your everything. And that's great. But there's been this stigma that African Americans, among in our community, that counseling or therapy is demonic, right? Mm-hmm. That it's secular, that there's something wrong with you if you have to go there. You're not leaning on the Lord. You're not trusting him. You're not in faith. You're moving over into the devil's territory, all that type of stuff. So we've stayed away from it because it's kind of been this thing throughout our, from generation to generation, that you are not trusting God. God is everything. God can do it all. And he can, but he's a God of wisdom, and he's a God that leads. And so if he knows our issues and he knows where the pain is, he knows where the damage was done, then he will lead you to someone that can help you. He always uses a person. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. That's what the Bible even says. Purposes are disappointed where there is no counsel. And so if we don't take that seriously, we miss a whole chunk. We miss a whole piece of God's blessing of being able to sit there, right? And chop up our issues, being able to dissect them, being able to call things out, name issues, go back in time and pluck up all this toxicity and stuff. So we end up continuing with our issues in the Black community because they are not properly addressed. It takes time. It's not going down and getting somebody to lay hands on you and then a miracle happens all the time. There is a process to healing.
Yeah, we have Sister Georgie that makes a comment that says, yes, God does provide. Others to help us in times of need. Yes, yes, yes. Can we talk about some of the, I want to dive deep in this. Some of the hurts that we're having in the African American community. Can you talk about more of how it started? Because I feel like some people, and I could only speak to some people, I guess based on how they grew up, that they see that it's for the weak, especially Black males. And if we're all supposed to grow as a community, it should not just be one person doing all the work. So say if it's like in a family setting, it shouldn't just be the mom or one of the spouses to do the work. It should take two. Can you talk about those families that are having any type of issue on how to take the next step to make that plunge together and not just singularly?
Absolutely. You hit it on the nail. African American males have this idea that if they go to therapy, that means that they're weak. It means that they're frail. And when you think of the Black man, you think of strength. He's just built for strength, right? Our music exudes strength. There's masculinity when you think of the African American male. And so when people think of counseling, it's like this process where you're vulnerable, you're laying it all out there. Somebody's telling you how to think. Somebody is digging in your mind and it's a very soft and gentle process in their mind, but they don't understand that that's not how it looks. That's not always how it is when we're in the therapy room. So it has everything to do with what they think it is, but not what it actually is. And so African American males carry the weight of the world on their shoulder. They have to deal with racism. There is a culturalization. So that means where they try to make the Black man become what he's not, fit in with society, become a little bit less Black, become a little bit less intense, become a little, take it down a notch. Don't have such a booming voice. You become safe. Don't be a threat, that type of thing. And so you're dealing with that as a Black male. You're dealing with having to try to understand how to be in a family because quite possibly your father walked out. This is the story of a lot of Black males. Dad was not there because it's been a generational cycle of the dad leaves. Okay. And then now you're going to leave. And then the grandpa left. And, so we're continuing to do that, fighting against generational trauma. So he's got to try to understand himself in the context of being a father. Okay. He's got to try to understand himself in the context of being a husband, because maybe his dad was there, but maybe dad slapped mom around because dad was traumatized in his life. Maybe, dad was on drugs. There's been generational trauma that has happened, and what the Black male has seen, he does. And so it takes somebody to break the cycle. It takes a Black male to break the cycle. And sometimes you have to go to counseling to do that. Whatever you have to do to make that change so that generational curses, generational cycles, generational trauma do not continue to perpetuate in your lineage, by God, it's time to do it. So counseling is that place to start that process.
Yeah, we have some comments that will come in. But one person says, when I went through my mental health issues from the church, I utilized professional help coupled with spirituality to get me to where I am today. Another comment says, yes, quite true about the African American male, about being a pillar of strength. But in general, most cultures think like that as well. And another comment says, yes, Dr. Jessica Bryant, you are talking right about generational curses. Satin Brownie says, very rich conversation. Also says, asks, what about the trauma brought up on the religious homes that make people feel they must be good so they lack self-awareness and living in their real truths?
Excellent question. Must be good. That's an identity issue. When you have the idea that you must be good all the time, you have to be something, you have to always have this personification of perfection, and that's not you, we traumatize ourselves. And so instead of just being able to be free, to be you, and being able to make mistakes, being able to live and learn and be on a journey where, you have mistakes and then you pick yourself back up and you walk through that process and you're free to do that. When you're crushed in with this whole idea that no, you got to do everything right, you have to be perfect, only God is perfect. Your humanity can't hold that. You are a finite being. And so when you try to be infinite, you are now putting too much pressure on yourself. And then it's like your brain can't even handle that concept because you're not created like that. Once upon a time we were, before the fall, but now we understand we live in a fallen world. So if we live in a fallen world, that means that we are going to fail here and there. But that's why we have God to pick us back up. It is a process. That's why the Bible talks about renewing your mind. We have to renew our mind on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, as often as we can, because this world, it wants to crush down on you. It wants to try to get you to conform. It wants you to be what it wants you to be to fit in a box. But if that's it, then that's not anybody. So we end up secretly having issues, and those secret problems turn into mental health issues, and we deal with it every day in the counseling room.
Yes. I want to share, Satin Brown shared a comment in regards to accountability. I don't know if that could be put back up, but she said, yes, so taking accountability becomes such a challenge because accepting that they may be wrong seems to be such a terror. Yes. And I love that you mentioned perfection, because that is one of my issues that I had to deal with, and I had to learn I'm not meant to be perfect. And through, I don't know if you or our listeners saw my story a few episodes, if you go through back, I shared briefly, I think in a 4-part episode, a little bit about my journey. You may understand a little bit why I thought perfection needed to be done, that I needed to acquire perfection. And that may not be parents telling me that, but me just internally thinking that I needed to be this way. What are some things that individuals can collectively do to start to, maybe they can't afford therapy right away, but some daily practices that they can do to start to release some of that hurt?
Some of the daily practices that we can do are very simple. And everybody's going to be like, are you serious when I say this? But getting quiet. Our lives are so loud. We've got so much noise around us, and it's constant, and it's a barrage of it. It's the radio, the TV, the tablets, the phone, and it can be overbearing and overpowering. And so being quiet, yes, and Satin Brownie says, be still, taking time about 12, 13 minutes a day and just think, and almost think of nothing. Try to empty your mind of all of the pressure, all of this, the cares of this world, the concerns, the bills, the spouse, the children, the responsibilities. Empty your mind and place it in a place where you are just there by yourself. Maybe for some people, it might be there in the midst of God. For some people, it might just be like in an open field on the beach, someplace, your favorite place, right? And what that does is it's going to oxygenate your body as you breathe, and as you clear your mind, you are going to kind of recharge. We don't recharge. And so as Americans, we end up very toxic, and there's all types of diseases that come from that. And so you want to make sure you're able to recharge, and that involves stillness, quietness, becoming just very, very peaceful on your inside. When people don't have peace, they can't move. You can't just keep going like that. It's like a car trying to go on no gas. So when you're sitting down and you're quiet, you're able to empty out what needs to be emptied. And you're also, if you're very mindful, you can start filling yourself with what you need to fill yourself with. When you become introspective, when you become self-aware, because so often we move through life not even aware of what we're thinking. We're thinking something and don't even realize it throughout the day that I just thought bad about myself. I had a self-worth thought that I should not have. I just had a failure thought. I just thought something maybe that was counterproductive to my goals. Once we become very aware of our thoughts, we're able to then take time at the end of the day and think about what we were thinking. And even in the moment when you're thinking it, you start catching yourself. Like, did I really just think a thought of jealousy? Did I really just think about me not passing this exam? Did I really just think that I will never have a man? Did I just think that women don't like me? Whatever it is, you start catching yourself in moments and being immediate and telling yourself the opposite. Lifting yourself up, building yourself up so that you don't spiral out of control. And at the end of the week, you're sitting there like exhausted, don't even want to do anything. I don't want to wake up on Monday morning. I hate Mondays, that type of thing. And so it makes life so much better when you can take time to address your thoughts head on, write them down. And if there's a thought you can't handle by yourself, then you go to a mental health professional. Journaling is also something else, Jessie.
Journaling.
Everybody should do you? Yeah, journaling is awesome. That's a therapist on its own. Journaling will lead you to dark places in your life. Journaling will lead you to your future. It will start telling you who you are and telling you the truth because it's within you. It's coming out of you. And you're just kind of writing and letting it flow. So get a journal before you even get a therapist. It's very simple.
Yes. And I know if you don't know, I'm CEO of Be the Light Publishing, where I talk about our whole mission is to write, heal, and earn. So it's not, yes, okay, people focus on the money part and helping tell their story, but in order to tell their story, they have to learn how to heal through their story and how to write it out properly, because it's your story, but in order to bless everyone, in order to bless the world and eventually bless yourself, you have to sit in it and understand, okay, I have to dig deep. Just like Will probably did, and I'm showing videos before he did his book, he had to dig deep and be like, okay, I got to go back to 8-year-old Will where I couldn't protect mommy from dad, and to have to write that. So I absolutely love writing, and I completely value it. We have another comment from, I think, Sister Georgie, that says journaling was key to helping me get to where I am today as well. It led to the writing of my second book, Reborn. Yes, it's absolutely amazing. And I love that journaling also, if you want, pair it to like Bible verses or whatever, and just journaling about the rest of your day, you can look back and be like, hold up, there's a connection that happened like 2 months ago, and now this is being fulfilled now. Wait, and I was stressing out 2 months ago.
Exactly.
Yes, Satin Brownie says, we buy other people's stories, but hide ours. It doesn't make sense. Yes, everyone's story needs to be heard. Also says, what is it that makes us value other people's brokenness and buy it, use it for Sunday school lessons, but hide from our own?
Okay, that's a big question. Do you know that if you can stand in the mirror and look at your own self and look in your own eyes, then you can face yourself. So oftentimes people don't want to see their nakedness. Your nakedness, just like Adam and Eve hid in the Garden of Eden, right? They didn't want to, they felt naked. They felt afraid. That was in a kind of like symbolic of their humanity, their imperfection, their sin, right? Their dirt. Nobody wants to see their own dirt. Nobody wants to smell their own stuff, right? And so whenever you can't face your own issues, it's because we don't like that about ourselves. And what we don't like, we run from. What we don't want to face, which sometimes is truth, that yeah, I made all these mistakes in the past, but I can't change it. You can't change your past. So it makes you feel powerless. You made some mistakes. You dealt with some people you weren't supposed to deal with. You slept with some folks you weren't supposed to sleep with. You made some choices that you should not have made. You went down some wrong paths. You got involved in some, you created more trauma in your life. You made mistakes. And it bothers us as humans to make mistakes because we still want to reach for that perfection before we fell. Before Adam and Eve sinned, we were perfect. And so the human has this thing in them that still wants to be perfect, but we know that we are sinful. We know that we're not able to be that. And so it hurts us. It's painful. And so you're able to see other people and help other folks in their mistakes easily. Oh yeah, give advice, all that. There's no problem. But to face yourself, it's like, oh, no. That's why therapy is difficult for a lot of people, because they have to hear the truth. But you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yes. We have Scott and Brownie that says forgiveness, that good quote unquote concept, is such a self-harm, I believe. Oh wow, we are out of time. We definitely have to do this as a part 2. I love having you on, Miss Bryant. Can you tell us real quick, for people who are listening right now, how to get connected to your services?
Okay, so yes, I am getting ready to launch officially Soul Chat. So you guys are going to be able to find me on social media as well as on YouTube. Just give me a little bit of time. We're in the process of developing a whole show for you guys where we're talking about all these issues, mental health. We're talking about societal issues. Anything you can think of, we're going to be addressing it from a mental health standpoint. So just stay tuned. Check me out on all my socials. Just become friends, follow me, do all that. And you're going to see the stuff up and coming. I'm excited. And I welcome you guys to the Soul Chat journey in about a month.
Awesome. We cannot wait. Thank you so much again for coming on our show today. You are such a gorgeous flower and beautiful energy. Yes, Satin Brownie, she certainly is. Thank you so much. On the light within. Everyone, I hope you had a great show today. It was certainly powerful, certainly needed, certainly needs to be a part 2. I absolutely love it. Wasn't that awesome? So if you have been inspired to take action, here's how you can support the initiative on the light within. We're all about community. So if you or anyone you know is an inspiration in their community, remember, this can be big or small. We want to celebrate their work, their organization, what they're doing, so that others can be inspired to support them. We'd love to be a part of your vision, so please email us at info@umeradio.com. Remember to be the light within your community. Stay connected and follow us on all social media platforms at UMERadio. Give a like, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. And again, be the light. Thanks for watching. Okay. We're gonna. I have the quick video of Khadijah. Let's play that and we'll go
out. An honor. I've been looking forward to it for a while. To introduce you, the next Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court, the Honorable Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Write, heal, earn. Jessie Lean is on a journey of self-discovery, healing, helping, and divine purpose to spread light. The young entrepreneur is the CEO of Be the Light Publishing. This is a company that is on a mission to help people use their stories to access growth opportunities and build their own brands through management, consulting, access to a network of entrepreneurs, and custom content production. This company was founded out of the need to help people who are challenged or hurt to write their stories and heal while earning at the same time. As an author herself, Jessie understands the challenges that writers sometimes face and is intentional in designing an emotionally safe and empathic environment where writers can thrive. Jessie Abel received her degree in biology and works in the healthcare field, currently completing certification to become an orthoptist. She has been writing poetry since she was 7 years old. The author shares that at first, writing poetry was her break from structured writing like essays, which turned into a hobby and an emotional outlet. Today, it is her passion. It is a way to share her message in the hope of making an impact on others and being a light. Her debut poetry book, Laced in Love, is written for those searching for love, whether they never had it, lost it, or going through a season of depression. It is to help fill that hole, she shares. During the weekend, she can be seen as a talk show host and media wellness advocate on UMERADIO. Laced in Love is currently available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, with over 30 copies sold. One verified Amazon buyer wrote, "A wonderful journey through every facet of love." Jessie Abel writes with such powerful conviction, yet there is also a delicate youthfulness to reverse. A very insightful read into the mind of a strong, Black American woman, an important testament in our time. And another 5-star review reads, "If you have someone dear to your heart, but can't find the words to express how you feel about them, then pick up Laced in Love by Jessie Abel." Laced in Love is the resurrecting of the Harlem Renaissance. Her words are warm and heartfelt. This is what lovers need today. Be the Light Publishing successfully forged its first partnership on March 1, 2022, collaborating with Dr. Faith Walters to become a stakeholder, helping to advance the Excel Project, an online vocational training center empowering children and youth. Located at www.theexcelproject.com. Be the Light Publishing is a verified UDMI brand.
To my future Black son and my future Black daughter, you came into this world without a notice, an offspring of love designed with a purpose. And it's sad to say the world is going to see your life as worthless. No, don't run from me. Don't run from Mama. These tears I shed are watered prayers from heaven, that you will be guided and have a hedge of protection. The glow of your melanin viewed as a threat in their eyes. They may smile like a sheep, but they're a wolf in disguise. Though they never want to see you do well and arise. I say this to you, with all of my unconditional love. You gotta do twice as much to get one step ahead. I say this to you, as my son and as my daughter. Remember who you are, product of your mother and father, and your ancestors will walk with you one foot in front of the other. To my future Black son and my future Black daughter, you came into this world without a notice, an offspring of love designed with a purpose. I will fight for you so you won't have to go through it. Remember, you are strong, you are worth it, you are beautiful, and you are brave, and no one will ever take that away.
I am purpose-driven. It's not personal. It's purpose. When you see me, there's deeper than what meets the eyes. There is a soul, a spirit, a divine purpose. Join me Thursdays at 10 a.m. Finding Happy on UMERADIO. Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Let me pause this music. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Finding Happy. I'm Coach Raquel, of course, and today I'm hosting this new episode. My podcast is where I go to to empty myself, I guess, and to share my thoughts, my experiences, and with the hope that it may inspire someone, especially an entrepreneur. As entrepreneurs, we go through a lot sometimes, you know. The road is winding. Yes, and unexpected sometimes. You have unexpected things happening. You get the opportunity to learn. You learn who you are. You learn who others are. You learn about the world and how it operates. And today, my topic or my focus is you know who you are. You know who you are. It doesn't matter what you tell everybody else. It doesn't matter what you even tell yourself. You know who you are. And the reason I'm having this conversation today is something happened to me this week. Not just this week, but a couple of days, and it just kind of it just kind of came to a head this week and earlier this week, and I just want to share it, because my experience is for me to share and for me to learn from, and for me to gain wisdom from. I experienced bullying recently. And just to have context around the word, dictionary.com shared a definition for bullying. A blustering, mean, or predatory person, a bully. This is the definition for who's a bully or what is a bully by dictionary.com. A blustering, mean, or predatory person who forms a perceived position of relative power and seeks to intimidate, abuse, harass, or coerce people, especially those considered unlikely to defend themselves. Someone tried to bully me for several days, several conversations, trying to get me to do what they want me to do. And when I did not do that, and I responded in kindness and with my honesty and my authenticity, of course, they weren't satisfied. So I got an email, and I found it really funny and hilarious. So I'm just going to share aspects of it, right? So this person who was trying to bully me into getting me to do what they want to do, and I refused to, and let's be clear, you come into my company that I build seeking opportunity for you, right? So this is someone who comes into my company that I build, I fund, albeit I have a business partner. Yeah. But since it was directed at me, my company that I funded, that I've built, you were able to get through the doors of my business, my company. Yes, you got an opportunity, not the other way around. You had nothing for me to come into, but I had something for you to come into. Listen to me, entrepreneurs, because you're the reason I'm saying this. For the real entrepreneurs out there, you're going to have these people who give themselves authority. People with perceived position of of relative power. Because if you come into my business that I fund, that I run, unless I give you power, you have none. Which is why when you sought to bully me and sought to push me when you were pushing your agenda, I didn't fall victim to it. Because I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I know this is my company. You don't tell me what to do. So in the letter that I got, the person said, I'm going to share the letter in its entirety. The email was in response to a letter I sent out ending some programs in my company. So the writer writes, this email is in poor taste coming from leadership. It also shows further red flags as to why I have reservations in moving forward and risk jeopardizing my personal business contacts, which have taken me years to establish. Let's stop right there. Let's pause right there. Yes? Number one, that is a lie. I ended the program. You did not. And I have evidence to show your last proposal, which was, I think, a day before you sent this email. Entrepreneurs, I want you to listen to me. I'm not just sharing this for the heck of sharing conversation. I'm sharing this to help you remember you know who you are. And when you've worked your ass off to build what is yours, people are going to come to try to overtake it. Yeah? People are going to come in, try to tell you what to do. People are going to come in trying to tell you who you are. But you know who you are. Yes? And you use what they come with and monetize it, darling. That's what you do. Because this is the only place I'm going to have this conversation, for content. Because that's why we have stories. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So here this person is saying to me, the email or the whatever, the email is in poor taste. Yes? And that's why they have reservations in moving forward. Right? A day after sending me information proposing, we worked together. Just us. After much thought and consideration, the same person wrote the day before, I think it's best to just focus on their particular show. We don't need a meeting for that. The person decides. I'll develop my program and get advertising and sponsorship for my show. The contract is for a year. The host can follow the journey of the program to see what to do instead of me coaching them directly. I need to know what time slots are available. When people cannot manipulate you, when people can't get you to do what they want you to do, they will try to do other things to you. That's all I'm trying to say. Entrepreneurs. I'm just sharing with you my story because this isn't about the other person. This is about my growth, my awareness, God looking out for me. Yes, I win. A bully is someone who from a bully from a perceived position of relative power. Perceived position of relative power. That's where a bully operates from. A perceived position of relative power. That's the definition. You can search it up. Dictionary.com. Yeah. We don't need to meet. hang on. Let's stick a pin right here. Who owns this company? I decide if a meeting happens, not you. I do. But let's continue. So this was the day before, right? That's Tuesday, March. I don't remember what date it was. Hold on, hang on. Let me be sure if it's a day or two. Maybe it wasn't a day. It seems it was a maybe. Let us check to be sure. Let me tell you something, entrepreneur. When you work and you earn your place, do not allow anyone to shut you up. Do not allow anyone to put you in a corner. Do not allow anyone from a perceived position of power to tell you who you are, to tell you how to act, to tell you how to be. You have the right to be who you are, to feel what you feel, to express yourself, to do whatever you want to do, especially if you earn the right to be. We are given the right by God, the divine. But we also, as entrepreneurs, we earn the right. You are in my house. And when you're in my house, you have no authority unless I give it to you. Unless I give it to you. Perceived position of power. So the message proposing us working together was on the 8th. I was correct. Was on the 8th. And then the email came on the 9th. There we go. So yes, heck, it was less than 24 hours apart. Oh my God. It also shows further red flags as to why I have reservations in moving forward and risk jeopardizing my personal business contacts. Where is the reservation? Telling me I think it's best to just focus on my particular program. We don't need a meeting for that. I'll develop the program and get the advertising / support for my show. In less than, and that was sent 3 p.m. on March 8th. Yes? And on March 9, I'm being told about reservation in moving forward at the risk of jeopardizing business contacts. Make it make sense is what Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur would say. Make it make sense. A bully operates from a perceived position of power. And I used that definition because there were others. But some of the other definitions speaks about that a bully is someone who is attacking someone who's less powerful. That's not true. I don't believe in that. Who says they're less powerful? Yeah, because I'm not mean because I don't get mean doesn't make me less powerful. And so that's why I like this one, because a bully is someone who's operating from a perceived, they think they have power. A perceived, yeah? A perceived position of power. This is what I say to entrepreneurs, You've got to own your brand. You have to own your conversation. You have to own your actions. You have to own what you do. Side conversations and a roundabout. You don't know what people's communications are. They may say one thing to you and say something to somebody else, something entirely different to somebody else. Yes. And oftentimes I watch entrepreneur fall by the wayside of the grapevine. I operate in transparency. And that leads me to the next comment. Jehovah. The divine loves me, designed me exactly as he wanted me to be. Oh my gosh. So the person goes on to say, the true transparency is you aren't able to move forward with our shows because I've been holding you accountable on how you handled the situation. Oh, Lord, pardon us, God. Lord, forgive us because we don't know what we do. Sometimes we don't even know what we're saying. We're in such, we're such lowly humans, so flawed and so broken that sometimes it's just brokenness that's happening. And I have a value and an appreciation for brokenness. You see, I'm not mad about this communication. I actually like it because this is it for me. I prefer something in the open than in secret. That's just me personally. I love openness. And that's why this is not a bad thing. Yeah? It's just looking at it for what it is. It's not a bad thing. I respect the person who does this more than the people who pretend like all is well. So do not misunderstand me. This isn't a bad thing. But truth is what truth is. Truth is what truth is. And truth need to be told. And I don't owe anyone any conversation. I don't owe anyone an explanation. I'm an entrepreneur. I create my own opportunities. I open my own doors. I've been an entrepreneur. I have been an entrepreneur all my life. Yes? The true transparency, the writer writes. The writer wrote, the true transparency is you aren't able to move forward with our shows because I've been holding you accountable on how you handled this situation. I am still trying to figure out when that happened, holding me accountable. Yes, I recall several times being told, being told what to do, and when I said, then do it. You want that done? Do it. If you see the gap, fill it. I've been saying that, And I have all the communication to prove that too. If you think there's a gap, fill the gap. If you think someone doesn't know something, inform them, educate. Fill the gap. Was that the moments when I was being held accountable? Because as a coach, yes, certified, as a certified coach, an accountability partner, I cannot presume or assume power over my clients or over who I hope to be my client. That's not how it works. I cannot assume my role as an accountability partner. An accountability partner has to be someone that a client appoints. Come on. Yes? For you to be my accountability partner and to hold me accountable, I would have had to assign you the role, my dear. And I never did that. Not only did I not assign you the role by communicating it in some way, I did not respond in kind. So help me understand how you got to the position of holding me accountable. I'm not a government official where the public can just hold me accountable by virtue of my position. I am an independent entrepreneur, solopreneur. And I have mentors and coach, and you aren't one of them. Yes? So help me understand how you've been holding me accountable when you come into my company seeking an opportunity, obtaking an opportunity. Well, you sought it first. I didn't ask you, I did not tell you to come. You proposed it. And we were generous enough to say, okay, go ahead. We gave you an opportunity, not the other way around. Entrepreneurs, pay attention, focus. People are going to try to do this to you. remember, you know who you are. This is not a negative thing. It's God bringing me into awareness of the kinds of people I'm going to meet on this journey. And he's using them to prepare me as I go along the journey and progress in the journey. He's going to do that for you too. Because I hold myself accountable. I am a self-motivated person. I hold myself accountable. I don't know why someone thinks they need to hold me accountable when I never appoint them to a position of power in my life. I did not communicate it, nor did I act accordingly. Because with all the bullying that was happening, I never gave in. We continue. Entrepreneurs, you know who you are. You know who you are. Don't you ever forget that. You know who you are. And I'm so thankful to this person because, you see, Donald Trump said something that I will never forget. He asked the question, which is the best employee? A good employee, a bad employee, or a great employee? Which is the worst? Sorry. Which is the worst? A good employee, a bad employee, or a great employee? Which is the worst? Yes. And the answer he gave was, initially when he did it, I thought I thought the bad one. That's what I thought. Right? And then he gave the answer, man. And I was like, you're right. The worst one is the good one. The one who does just enough to get by. See, I've had the experience with employing people, and I don't do that anymore. For a couple of reasons. One, I am not a master, and I don't enjoy being one. I believe that everyone knows what they want and are in pursuit of it. Yes, and I understand my role with anyone who's placed around me. My role is to be there for you when you call up on me. My role is to support you. My role is not to control you or bully you or tell you what to do. I'm supposed to be there. So when you need me and you call me, I support you. That's my understanding, and that's who I want to be. And that's who I've been for anyone who cares to be honest and open about it. Yes? So when someone does this and show me who they are, thank you. God bless you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm so thankful. This is the person I respect. This is the person I see because I can see you. I know what to do. Yeah? I know what to do with you. I know where you are. This email isn't surprising to me. You've been bullying me for weeks. It's been going on for weeks. I never even spoke about it. I don't even know that I felt the impact of it, but I didn't even call it for what it was. I didn't call it bullying, and that's what it is. Because that's not what accountability is. Accountability is when someone presents their goals to you, appoints you as an accountability partner, presents their goals to you, and based on their goals and what they hope to achieve, you help them stay accountable to themselves. That's what accountability is about. At no point in time did I sit and have conversation with this person about holding me accountable, because I recognized that was just not your role. Yes? Where I cannot feed where I what's the word I want to use? Where I'm the one giving. This is my business. If you came to my company for an opportunity, what do you have to offer me? So I'm happy to offer it, and I'm happy to see where opportunities may arise, but that's not where I go to feed, my dear. I don't go to people who are at my level for accountability and for mentorship. I go to people who are ahead of me, people who are where I'm seeking to get to. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. That's how every entrepreneur should do it. You came here because I had something you didn't have. As you should. And perhaps if you had delivered some results based on the one commitment that we made, right? Because people, I'm talking about someone who we have an agreement with, who's supposed to be our sales agent. I still have absolutely not one tangibility of evidence of a sale that has been made, or a proposal that was done, or any results. But you see, entrepreneurs, I need you to listen and understand this, because when people don't deliver, and when you see people who get caught up in talk, you have those who talk and you have those who do. And I'm not into the talking, because I find that when I'm talking too much, I talk too much. And that's why I use my podcast, because that way I can express myself and also listen and process as well. And I can monetize it. Yes? So let's get it together. Bullies operate from a perceived position of relative power. My God, powerful. What a definition. Yes? Another part of the email that I want to address, which I think is the most important part. Unfortunately, unfortunately, she writes, until you go to therapy to do the work you actually need to do to heal from your past traumas, these triggers or breakdowns, in quote, will continue to arise and be a hindrance in your business endeavors and professional relationships. I did not know that this person had a handle on my business outcomes. I had absolutely no idea. You know what is happening in my business. How did you get that information? I certainly didn't give you any information. Perceived position of relative power. See? Perceived position of relative power. Dictionary.com. Go research it. The definition for a bully. At no point in time did I ever sit down with this person to discuss my business endeavors. Ever. I have never said, hey, I'd like to talk with you. I want to talk with you about my business endeavors. Never. Have we had interactions based on what we were working on and based on the position, the agreements that we had? Of course, we had those interaction, which is the day-to-day interaction. But I have never once had a conversation about my business endeavors. How would you know what would hinder such? We are two different people. What affects you don't necessarily affect me. I know who I am. You can talk about whether or not my quote-unquote breakdowns impacted my relationship with my professional relationship with you. Now that I can listen to. But that's not what you said. You made a general statement about my business endeavors and professional relationships. What do you know about my professional relationships, my dear? Entrepreneurs, pay attention. Because some of us might get caught up in thinking this is gossip. This isn't gossip. This is God using the people around me to train me, to teach me, so I can become better and wiser and do business smarter. I am so proud of myself today. Oh my goodness. And the person said, my past traumas, these triggers, or in quote, breakdowns. First of all, a trigger is a trigger. A breakdown is a breakdown. And I have made it clear. Clearly, this person wasn't listening to me. I am the breakdown specialist. I am. It's a part of my divine purpose. And if anyone understands what a coach is, we're disruptors. We create breakdowns. That's my job. To use my experiences to create and leverage breakdowns. And if you were focusing on yourself and with a positive mindset and gratitude, you'd have learned from my breakdown, not try to tell me how to handle my breakdowns. But let's for a minute say these were just, let me finish reading something that was said before, because this is so powerful. It says, you are bleeding all over people who were sent to assist you, not harm you. Oh my goodness. So if you were sent to assist me, not harm me, and I'm bleeding, why is it being used against me? Aren't you supposed to help the healing? Entrepreneurs, I need you to pay attention to people around you. My father would always say to me, anyone who comes to you and tell you they're here to help, be wary of them. The person who comes to help you is helping you. They're not busy telling you. They're actually getting results. Show me your results, my dear. Because I have nothing to show. For the time you were here, I have absolutely nothing to show. Yes? Nothing. There's no result. So maybe what we both need to do is check ourselves. Again, this is not a negative, because I know sometimes when we speak truth and when we examine things, we have this conditioning that says analyze, criticize. That's not what this is. Everything I'm sharing is documented. Yes? If you came to assist and not to harm and I'm bleeding, why are you trying to expose my bleeding then? Aren't you supposed to just clean it up? Aren't you supposed to help me? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Or are you supposed to come and bully me? And God forbid I don't do what you ask. Entrepreneurs, be careful. Because sometimes this is how other people lose opportunities. Because they didn't stand on their own legs. And I'm not saying in this case there were people who didn't stand on their own legs. I believe everyone did what they did what was best for them. And when our results or our outcomes based on our own actions are not favorable to us, we try to find someone to blame it on. That person didn't do that and you did that. And no, if you want something, well, let me speak for myself. If I want something, I'm getting it. I don't care if I have to love you to get it. I don't care if I have to be humbled to get it. I don't care what I have to do. If it's really important to me, if it's important to my divine purpose, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Lest we forget, I'm the one who ended the working relationship. Breakdowns are needed for breakthroughs to happen. And it's so sad, this message, because someone hurt this person and made them think that their healing was a problem, their bleeding was a problem. Your bleeding is not a problem. Writer, the person who wrote me this letter, let me tell you this. Bleed. And if you want, bleed all over me as you are. And it's okay. Because you have the right to bleed if you're hurting. Yes? Triggers are different from breakdowns, but everything plays its role. And triggers should never be mistaken for breakdowns, because it's our failure to break down that is causing the failure of our breakthroughs. There will never be a breakthrough without a breakdown. And let me be clear, every single time I have had a breakdown, I've had a massive breakthrough. Because this is it, right? This is the kicker right here. I was about to make some huge commitments for these projects. And then my Almighty, the Divine, stepped in and said, you're not going to do that. You've given enough and gotten nothing back. You're not going to be unwise here, because I've got you. And thank God for this breakdown, because it produced this honest communication from this person. And I thank you humbly. I thank you for it from the depths of my heart, not in a sarcastic way, not in a, honestly, genuinely, authentically. Thank you. You were honest, you were direct. When I say honest, I mean you spoke your truth, because the content of your communication isn't factual. But that's your truth, and you're entitled to your truth. I'm not mad. Healing is personal, my dear. Healing is personal. It is. For me, it is. So you don't need to throw it at me, which is how I received it. I understand it. Until you go to therapy to do the work you actually need to do to heal. My dear, I've been investing in my healing. Where have you been? Which is why if I wasn't coming from a place of healing, I could never have had these breakdowns and still be here. It's because I'm healing, I'm able to have these breakdowns. And let's say I was not. The very breakdown is healing, my dear. The very breakdown is the healing. And let me explain why. Because perhaps you should do my course on Udemy. Learn personal branding for ministry. You should do that course. I'd like to invite you to do that course. And you learn more about me and about breakdowns. Because breakdowns is how healing happens. Why do you think a surgeon, if someone breaks their leg, the surgeon goes in or the surgeon cuts something to create a healing, or it's a breakdown. They're breaking it apart in order to fix it. The unique things with breakdown is, as I see it, is breakdowns are God's breaking of us. You know that song that says gracefully broken? That's when God breaks us to fix and mend us. I am proud of all my breakdowns. And I pray and I hope that you appreciate and value yours. Yes? Because it's necessary for growth. Breakdowns help us see what's missing and what opportunities are showing up. What's missing and what's showing up. That's what breakdowns do. It helps us realize that, okay, something's missing here. And okay, what is present here? You see, the very breakdowns, or me bleeding, or whatever you call it, it was what led you to actually telling your truth. Yeah? And also it led to me seeing you for who you are. Because on the one hand, you're saying you want to work with us. In less than 24 hours later, you're saying that you're having reservations. The two can't be true. Not in the way it's presented right now. The two cannot be true at the same time. Yes?
So I'll continue to have breakdowns. And let me make this clear too. Anywhere I invest, I will bleed as I like. Again, the reminder, my company you're in, my dear, when you come to my home, you don't have authority unless I give it to you. Entrepreneurs, make sure when you bring people into your business that you are clear. And make sure that you value what you bring to it, because a lot of people suffer because, sometimes we start thinking in ways, in debilitating ways because of what other people come with. And you may think, oh, they know this or they don't know that. Me, I see people as just people. I don't get focused on titles and then I don't do that. I'm not taken by titles and none of that. No. Results is what I like. That's what influences me. Results, outcomes. When you make a commitment and you fulfill said commitment. Yeah, like I said, I'm still waiting to see one outcome from the commitments made on paper and signed to. Yes. My company did not make $1 from its investment in giving you that opportunity. My company has spent on you. You have not spent on my company. So let's be very, very clear. But you see, it's lack of gratitude, I believe. When you lack gratitude, you only see problems. You don't see benefits. Because, one of the benefits could be, thank you for your breakdowns because it shows me that this is not where I need to be. I cannot work with you because you bleed too much. Okay. You know what I mean? Be thankful. You should be thankful that I showed you my hand. You should be thankful that I've been so open so you can make wise decisions, right? I'm not playing you. I'm not gaming you. You should be thankful. I'm not afraid of my weaknesses. I am unafraid of my brokenness. My greatness is in my brokenness. Again, you're going to try to hold me accountable when you haven't taken the time to get to know me. Because if you know me, if you took the time to get to know me, just even go to my website just for a browse, you'd see my slogan, my greatness is in my brokenness. My brokenness is what produces my greatness. So of course I'm consistently breaking, and I pray to God that he keeps me breaking. I am the breakdown specialist, my dear. So yes, I break. I break with a hope that others can learn, can avoid pitfalls. I break so you don't have to break if you really know how to use my brokenness. Just like you're breaking for someone else. This isn't special to me. We're all here on purpose. The writer continues, you are bleeding all over people who were sent to assist you, not harm you. Well, clearly you're not one of those persons sent to assist me, not harm me, or else you wouldn't be sending me this in an email. You'd be hugging me, embracing me. The email would have been like, you know what, I see you're bleeding and I'm here. You see, there are those who talk and there's those who do. Someone who's being helped shouldn't have to be told they're being helped. They should feel it. The impact should speak for itself. So if you were here to help me, show me the results of your support. Where's the result? Where's the outcome of that support? Is this email one of the outcomes of your support? Is this how you help me? Maybe. And it was helpful. It is helpful because it confirms what you've done for me, and I'm thankful for it, is that it confirms that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I want to bleed. Well, Christ bled, didn't he? I mean, I hear people sing about the blood of Christ all the time. Oh, the blood that gives me strength. Well, it tells me that bleeding is not a bad thing. That's what it tells me. Because at the very least, I hope you see what causes me to bleed so you can learn from it so you don't have to bleed. Or it can show you that you too can bleed. So I see this, I take this email as a positive thing. The content of it isn't factual, but even that tells me who you are and where you are. And you're not a bad person. I don't even think you're a liar. I just think it's a lack of self-awareness and also awareness of your stakeholders or the people you're working with, because clearly you do not know me. Because you see my purpose as a problem. And it isn't. It's purpose. And I've been saying it's not personal. The writer continues to say the unhealthy, unstable, unproductive, and unsafe environment is coming from the avoidance of addressing your issues. Oh, let me go back to the definition of a bully. A blustering, mean, or predatory person who, from a perceived position of power, of relative power, intimidates, abuses, harasses, or coerces people. You know, I would love for you to show me a healthy person. I don't even know that any of us are healthy. We're all, as long as we're HUMAN, we all require medical assistance at some point in time in our lives. You know, we can try to be as healthy as possible. So I don't think it's so bad if, you know, if yeah. I'm not here to create a healthy environment for you. I'm not even here to create a stable environment for you. I'm not here to create a productive environment for you. I am not here to create a safe environment for you. That's not my job. That's God's job. That's not my gig. I'm human. That's not my gig. What I'm responsible for is my purpose, what God assigns me to do. And my job is to learn self, learn God, the God of my understanding, and be as obedient to him as possible. And I will get it wrong. Absolutely. And when I do, I trust God with it. You see, I remember Bible study, and it's in the Bible where it said, God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Yet we still pressure poor Pharaoh. I'm not mad at you. You know why? Everything is in my favor, including this right here. I see your hand. I receive your message. You've confirmed that I am bringing breakdowns. I'm a breakdown specialist. It's on my Instagram. It's in my information. I believe that greatness comes from brokenness. So yeah, I will continue to bleed and I'll continue to break because I believe in so doing, greatness comes from it. Lessons come from it. Helping others come from it. Yeah. So I'm not going to be shamed for my trauma or shamed for my divine purpose or shamed because I did not allow you to bully me. I remember one day we were having a conversation with this person and the messages were coming and going and coming and going. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to find it. And I sat there and I thought to myself, hang on, who are you? We are here. The only reason we're in this group, in this setting, is because you're the sales rep, but we've never had one sales conversation. And every time I attempt to, the bullying would happen. I remember one day I said, I'm going to share this message that came through one day. Oh my God. I said, I trust the process. My only responsibility is to understand, remain open, and support. I am always here to do what God tells me to do and to leave the door open. Processing is good. Everyone is an entrepreneur, not a staff. The person responded and said, the part that is missing is the teaching and explanation. Everyone is an entrepreneur, but not at the advanced level of understanding how an independent business operates and how you have to make adjustments to change on the fly. The level of entrepreneurship that they know has been disrupted. That requires an explanation so they understand how to adjust to the changes. I responded to the person and I said, thanks. I am 100% confident you're correct. You're correct. That may be your divine purpose. Activate it. Not activated yet. You see, oftentimes, we keep pressuring people to do things because God been telling us to do something. If God is telling you to do something, do it. Do it. Why are you coming forcing it on me? I'm doing what he asks me to do. And I find this happen oftentimes when I'm working with people, and I know it's because I bring results. So sometimes people start litigating things they've never paid me for, services they've never paid me for. I didn't know that when she made this comment and she's telling me persons are not at certain level, in other words, they're not at my level. Understandable, but no one has hired me, my dear. So I cannot do to them what you've been doing to me. I didn't hire you as my coach or appoint you as my mentor. Yet the people who clearly, it would seem to me based on your communication, the people who actually need you to go to them to talk to them, you're not doing that. You're coming to me to tell me to talk to them. You're giving your services to the wrong person. There's another course that I did that you probably should go do. Learn your ideal customer. It's on UMERADIO. I would invite this writer to go to UMERADIO and do that course. Listen, entrepreneurs, I am sharing my story for the benefit of entrepreneurs. And if one person benefits from this, then great. My job is done. Do not allow anyone to bully you. And people will come, knowingly or unknowingly. Do not let anyone bully you. Stand your ground. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are. Yes? Do not let anyone rob you of who you are. You know who you are. Yes? You know who you are. Again, for me, results. Results. I don't do talk. I do results. That's what I like. Results. Show me your results. Show me your results. Because the one thing no one can say is that I don't deliver results. Because I have been delivering results and I keep delivering results. Because at the end of the day, anyone can say anything. But without it being activated, without you taking the relative actions towards it, it's just words. It's just something you said. If you are in a group and you think there's a gap, one person's doing something and you're saying something is missing, this needs to be done, do it. Do it. Or request it. Because guess what happened? I still have not heard, okay, could you have a workshop or something? I don't know what it is. I can't assume what is they're asking for. So when someone is just telling you problem, what's the ask? And I kept asking, what's the ask? What's the ask? What is the ask? I don't read minds. I don't like making assumptions. And even if someone comes to me and says to me, there is no water in the tank, that does not tell me what to do. That does not tell me what you want me to do. That does not tell me what solution you're hoping for. But if someone comes to me and says, there is no water in the tank, could you please give us a bucket of water? Okay, you've made the ask. Now I can decide what next to do. I can say, okay, I can donate a bucket of water, or I can sell you a bucket of water, or I don't have a bucket of water. But the ask has to be made. And we keep holding people, quote unquote, accountable for asks we never made. So in the end, what am I saying? There are 3 lessons that I got from this. Yes? That strengthens my I know who I am, and I'm hoping strengthens you know who you are as an entrepreneur. 1, until or unless you appoint someone power in your life, in your business, act in the awareness that they don't have that power. Do not allow yourself to be bullied by anyone. Unless you appoint someone with power and say, you have this power, and there's an agreement, do not allow them to use their own perceived relative powers to run your life or to ruin your mental health or to hurt you to fulfill their agendas. Yes? Until or unless you appoint someone power, what they do or say is irrelevant and treat it accordingly. You choose. You choose. Yes? You choose. You have the right to decide who speaks into your life, who leads you, who mentors you. You have to have the right to choose. And that's not something that just that's by happenstance. No. Nobody just determines by themselves that they should mentor you. Entrepreneurs don't let that happen. Because you see, that's what I was trying to do with these people I was working with. I didn't want to bully them. I didn't want to push them. I want to give you choice. But sometimes people can't even see that. When I say you decide, you decide. You have a divine connection. Use it. Yes? Do not let anyone appoint themselves leadership in your life, in your business. You do that. You make the appointments. Yes? That's number 1. Number 2, don't you ever, never let someone shut you up, shut you down, or use your brokenness against you. Your brokenness is your power. And let me tell you how I know it's our power. I work with churches, right? And there's a particular church that they do, and not just the churches that I work with, but even when I was growing up, because I used to be a part of the Sunday school leadership, yes? And we used to have these books that we use for devotionals, and I still use them. I still buy people's books and use them for devotional. You know why? They use their story to connect to Bible stories so that others can understand. Listen, the reason the story of Christ is so powerful is because he died. If that isn't brokenness, I don't know what is. He bled and died. And because he bled and died, almost everybody in the world knows about him. Do not miss it. Do not miss it, entrepreneur. It's the power of the story, the brokenness, the bleeding. Because its breakdowns are orchestrated by God. I can't break myself. I cannot make myself cry. I can't just sit down and say, tears come. Yeah? There is something else on the inside of me that makes that happen. The power, that's the divine. That's like everything I do, everything I am comes from the divine. I remember having an experience once where I was trying to speak with someone. I was trying to end the relationship we were having, and I was like upset and wanted to be upset. And every time I open my mouth, the word, it's like I'm saying, the human consciousness of me is saying apple, but orange is coming out of my mouth. And it really woke me up. I was like, interesting. And I learned to appreciate and value people, because I realized that even in this case, sometimes we don't even know what we're doing, because there's a divine that moves, and he moves us, and the divine moves us. Don't you ever let someone shame you because of your brokenness or your bleeding. It's your power. It is your power. You have the right to break down, especially as an entrepreneur, when you're investing in this business and this is yours, this is your money. Listen, if you cannot have a breakdown in a certain space or among a certain people, you will never have breakthroughs with them. And if you can't have breakthroughs with people, then why would you invest in them? Wherever you get you are not allowed to break down, you will have no breakthrough. And so an investment in such a space doesn't really make sense for you or for your goals or for your return on investment plan. If you don't care, then that's not an investment, you're just spending. Yes? But wherever you spend, have you ever seen a customer go to a customer service place, let me say the electricity company, and that customer is raging hell and going on? Why do you think that is? They spend there. They invest there. That's why they do that. Once you're investing, you have the right to be. You have the right to be. In whatever state you're in, you have the right to be. So that's my number 2. And my number 3. 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 You decide. You decide what outcome you want. You decide what you want to do. You decide. So number 1, unless you appoint someone with power, make it clear and hold your ground and stand your ground. They don't have power. Don't allow people to assign themselves power, to assign themselves power in your home, in your business, in your space, in your mind, in your life. Number 2, let no one shame you and shut you up and suffocate your story and suffocate your breakdowns, thereby suffocating your breakthroughs. Let no one try to use your story to shame you into shutting up or getting what they want out of you. You have the right to your breakdowns because you have the right to your breakthroughs. And number 3, you decide. You decide. So no matter how much they rage, and no matter how much they try to shame you and try to push you, you decide, because help is something that the receiver is supposed to be able to feel and experience. You shouldn't need to tell me that you're here to help me. I should feel it. I should see the results of it. Yes? You decide. Because a lot of times people will come to you lacking awareness. I mean, God's purpose is going to come through no matter what. No matter what. Because God used me sometimes when I'm disobedient. But he's doing what he's doing anyway. So I'm the only one who looks like a fool. And I'm embarrassed. Yeah. So it happens to us. And like I said, I'm not upset about this. I'm thankful. I'm so thankful to this person. Right? Or if you're hearing me, thank you. Thank you. Because you know what? You had to do it however you had to as well. This is perhaps maybe your breakdown. That's okay. That's okay. But you decide, entrepreneur. You decide. You decide. Don't just go by what people tell you. Trust your own instincts, your own feelings, your own eyes, your own evidence of your own awareness. Yes? You know who you are. And I just want you to remember that. And I want you to know that you are not alone. You're not alone. God is with you. You are not alone. Yes? I want to share 1 or 2 poems with you before I go. This one is not a poem. It's an affirmation that I wrote recently, 5 days ago. And it's because of all the bullying that I was experiencing that I wrote a lot of things, and I started publishing things because it was coming so heavy on me, you know? And I'm thankful that I feel like a diamond is coming out after that. And that's why I'm saying I cannot be mad about what this person did, because God was also using them anyway. Whether it was true or false or whatever, it's made me into a stronger person. And it forced me to write because I didn't really want to. I had all these writings that I had privately, and it forced me to publish them. And it kind of, because I was crying for help, like, what the hell? And I kept feeling like I'm giving, like, you're, based on my understanding of what you're consistently saying, I'm consistently putting these things out, thinking the pressure would, you know, but something has to break. There's a song that says something has to break. For breakthrough to happen, breaking has to happen. So I'm not ashamed of my bleeding and my breaking. I am proud of it. I see me through God's eyes. That's the title of the publication. I see me through God's eyes. I see myself through God's eyes. Affirmation. I am a masterpiece. I am whole. I am capable. Let me tell you how God, I'm breaking it, but let me tell you how good God is, right? Oh my God. God is amazing. And this is why I know who I am, because I don't have to go by what other people say about me, because God shows me who I am. I wrote this message, I did this writing 5 days ago. And that email came to me 2 days ago. This is how much God was preparing me for what was coming. God was preparing me for what was coming. And he does it to me all the time. Every time there's going to be a breakdown, it's like there's a sense, it's like there's a sense, like I sense it. There's something that happens, and he tells me what to do. I remember I was dating this person, and I didn't know we were going to break up or anything, but I remember like 2 days before, I felt this dark cloud, this heaviness when I thought about him. There was something not being said. It's like there was something not being said. Like, you know, like there was not transparency, you know? And that's another part of my gift. Whenever there isn't transparency, or if there's something, if there's an undercurrent, I feel it. And God doesn't necessarily have me talk about it, but he'll have me like write or produce something or do something. And I'm telling you, that day, I felt it, and I kind of mourned the relationship. I mourned it, and everything. Went through the whole breakup by myself. Didn't say anything. Continued being there. 2 days later, it happened. And this happens in my life all the time. And that's why I'm so humbled. And I'm not upset, because I believe everyone is doing their best. The writer is doing her best. Yes. And this is not because I'm good. It's because I understand the wrath of God. And it's because my divine is with me. I am a masterpiece. I am whole. I am capable. I am smart. I would have written this 3 days before that happened to me. I am purpose driven. I am loving. I am wealthy. I am kind. I am honest. I am chosen by God for an appointed time and purpose. I am a child of the universe. I have the mind of God. I am worthy. I am valued. I am protected. I am me, no greater or lesser than any. I am called to serve. I am divine. I am someone who matters. I am a force, a positive force. I am God made and God designed. So I wanted to share one more with you, if I can find it, and it's a prayer that I want to share with you. But before I do that, this is what I want to say. I understand if anyone has an issue with me. I'm human. I am human, so people will have an issue. If I'm not being human, then what am I? I'm human. So it's going to happen. But this is what I advise, yeah? For you to get the best outcome, go to God. Go to God about it. Talk to God about it. Yes? Because coming to me won't help you. Because I'm human. And I might take it personal. I might miss the point. I might misunderstand. Talk to God about it. And check self, Check self. On second thought, it's 2 more I'm going to read. Because I want to close with a prayer, but this one that I wrote 2 days ago, I want to say this. And again, I think this I wrote after. This was my healing poem that I wrote after that happened to me. After I got it, and I didn't want to just process it or I didn't want to I wanted to process it. I didn't want to interpret it, and I didn't want to just judge it or anything. So I wrote this instead. And I felt like God guided me to do it. And the title of this poem is I Don't Mind. I don't mind being a failure in your eyes. Sometimes failures help us to thrive. Thomas Edison made it clear when he spoke, I'm learning 10,000 ways it won't work. I don't mind being broken publicly. There is power in my story. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. That's just pure wisdom from the great Marcus Garvey I like. I don't mind that you disagree, but my instinct will be what guides me. Nelson Mandela, he said it bold. I am the captain of my soul. I don't mind having to start over. Winning requires some degree of failure. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King Jr.'s words give me hope. I don't mind not being perfect, as long as I progress with courage. Who are you to judge the life I live? I know I'm not perfect, and I don't live to be. But before you start pointing fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Thank you, Bob Marley. I don't mind doing the work. Faith is my solace. I never lose hope. Nothing will work unless you do. What Maya Angelou said here is very true. Money just draws flies. Mahalia Jackson wrote those lines. Perhaps she was feeling like I am in this moment. I'm not your lucky charm. I am nobody's token. I don't mind not being accepted. All the greats were once rejected. My allegiance is to the divine. Everything else must fall in line. And entrepreneurs, for people who don't want to fall in line, release them. Or better yet, better still, watch them release themselves. I would like to close with this prayer that I wrote. And if you want to read my poems or see other writings, you can go to walkingindivinepurpose.com. I pray love. I pray love finds you and guides you and hides you. And you know what? I dedicate this poem to the writer. I pray love finds you and guides you and hides you. I pray love provides you with security, with empathy. I pray love shines through in every little thing you do, and even when you make mistakes. I pray love surrounds you wherever you go. Angels encamp round about you. I pray love inspires you, every word you speak and in your heart keeps. I pray love becomes you in each step you take and every choice you make. May love become your hiding place, your solace, your protection. I pray love will be your conviction. Amen. Thank you so much for listening to me today on Finding Happy. It is my hope that it inspires you, you know. It is my hope that it was a positive experience for you. That's my hope, you know. And this is where we come to the end. I'm Coach Raquel, and this has been another episode of Finding Happy. Finding Happy. Have a great day. In fact, may today be your best, absolutely best day. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. I am purpose driven. It's not personal, it's purpose. When you see me, there's deeper than what meets the eyes. There is a soul, a spirit, a divine purpose. I am being. Join me Thursdays at 10 a.m. Finding Happy on UME Radio. Thursdays at 10 a.m.